a weary office worker lay on his bed after 3 stagnant years, doubting his purpose and direction. Bankruptcy reports and forced optimism eroded his resolve, and he silently wished to escape his world. Far away, explorers searched the ruins of Artelphia and uncovered a perfectly preserved human relic. Closer study revealed a single strand of strange hair, marking it as historically important. Understanding its rarity, they secured the artifact, believing it would become a valued treasure in the royal treasury. The elf examined the relic closely, while her beast companion watched with concealed amusement. Suspicion arose as he teased her caution, prompting doubt and tension within the group. Without warning, he swallowed the human strand of hair, shocking everyone present. Energy surged violently through his body, flames of power erupting as his form began to change. Overwhelmed by newfound strength, he declared his ambition to rule, believing human power would elevate him above all. Resolute, the elf formed a blazing spell in her palm and launched it toward the empowered beast. Smoke cleared to reveal him unharmed, standing firm within the flames as his strength intensified. Laughter followed, dismissing her attack as powerless against the human relic's influence. Realization struck her that even one strand contained immense energy, far beyond expectation. Before another move could be made, a radiant force descended from above, halting both sides mid-confrontation. The elf noticed a sudden shift in the air, her eyes widening at an unseen disturbance above. A violent impact struck the ground nearby, forcing her to shield herself from debris and dust. When the smoke cleared, a human figure lay half buried in the crater, astonishing both her and the empowered beast. The stranger stirred, confused legs trembling as he tried to understand his situation. Rising slowly, he scanned the ancient ruins in disbelief. Realizing he was no longer in his own world, the transformed beast stood before the newly arrived human, studying him with disbelief and suspicion. Questioning intensified as the human awkwardly insisted he was ordinary, confusing both observers. His attempt at reasoning only deepened tension, especially after admitting he lacked ears and a tail like them. Anger flared within the beast, who interpreted the claim as mockery. Overwhelmed by fear, the human recoiled as the enraged creature advanced, misunderstanding turning rapidly into violence. The beast launched a crushing strike, yet the human raised his arms and halted the blow effortlessly. Confusion spread across both faces as the attack failed to cause any injury. While the beast struggled to understand, the human wondered if everything resembled a staged scene. Acting on impulse, he pushed back with casual force, touching the creature's chest. A shockwave erupted, blasting the beast into the ruins as the human stared in awe at his unexpected strength. The beast groaned in pain while the elf stared at the human with astonishment. Fury replaced shock as the wounded creature steadied himself, breathing heavily despite his enhanced strength. Determined to continue, he charged again, while the human raised his hands uncertainly. Another clash forced the beast to stagger, his balance failing under unexpected resistance. Even as he retreated, the human convinced himself it was only a vivid dream he would soon forget. Still seated on the ground, the human questioned whether the strange battle and surroundings were part of an elaborate staged production. Soon after, the elf approached gratefully, introduced herself as Raya, and marked their unexpected meeting as the beginning of a fateful connection. The human introduced himself as Yuji, smiling awkwardly, while the elf reacted with visible surprise and admiration. Overcome with emotion, she regarded him as a rare and esteemed human. Deepening his confusion, doubt surfaced in his mind as he questioned the strange circumstances surrounding his arrival. Gratitude and mysterious remarks about human relics only heightened his uncertainty about this world. Seated together on the ruins, he began to suspect he had truly been summoned into another world. Ria explained that his former world and this land were entirely different, describing it as a realm of swords and magic. According to her, humans were revered here as an ancient and mighty race worshipped by many. Hearing this, Yuji reconsidered his assumptions about elves being superior beings. With firm conviction, she declared that in Artelphia, he existed as an absolute presence. Reflecting on her betrayal by a subordinate, empowered by human hair, he reacted with mixed disbelief and concern. Troubled, Yuji wondered how he could live normally if even a small part of his body caused chaos. Calmly, Ria warned that if the world learned of his existence, powerful nations would take interest. Such knowledge, she explained, could ignite widespread war as rulers fought to claim his strength. Shocked by the implication, he struggled to understand why anyone would go that far. Grimly, she reminded him that in Artelphia, human parts were treated as relics and weapons. Disturbed by the warning, Yuji imagined a world consumed by war if his existence became known. Standing among the ruins, he admitted he only wished to live peacefully without constant conflict. Memories of his exhausting corporate life faded as he considered starting anew in this world. Determination grew within him to avoid becoming the center of international struggle. Accepting his situation, he decided to rely on Ria's guidance while searching for a safe path forward. With firm resolve, Ria insisted that he must create a place where he could live peacefully. She reminded him that humans were worshipped and hunted, making anonymity impossible. Building a stronghold and gathering allies, she explained, were necessary steps to survive external threats. Although he hoped for a simpler solution, her serious expression showed she was not joking. Lowering herself respectfully, she offered her support, pledging to stand beside him if he allowed it. With steady resolve, Ria pledged herself as his subordinate and swore eternal loyalty to him. Standing beneath the open sky, Yuji reflected on extinct humans, their strength, and the reason he had been summoned. Memories of his empty corporate life surfaced, yet the possibility of building something meaningful beside Ria felt different. After brief hesitation, he reached out his hand and accepted responsibility for her future. Smiling brightly, she affirmed his choice, marking the beginning of his new life in another world. Yuji encountered Ria in a forest as she crossed a narrow stream. Ria warned him about the risks of being discovered, and Yuji realized staying hidden was necessary before taking any action. Soon after, she guided him toward a concealed cave hidden among trees, offering a safer place away from danger. Inside, they moved through dim passages until reaching a hidden shelter left by Ria's grandfather. There, Yuji saw stored supplies while Ria revealed many such hideouts existed across the world for protection. Ria shared details about her grandfather, explaining his dangerous role while Yuji listened, and imagined the kind of person constantly targeted by others. His legacy revealed a life filled with conflict, as powerful enemies sought human abilities, forcing him to fight and protect what he carried. Inside the hideout, Yuji noticed weapons and limited space. As night approached, Ria offered to guard the entrance, showing her endurance and readiness to protect their safety. Meanwhile, Yuji recalled his exhausting past life, realizing rest was essential, despite the unfamiliar situation. Ria misunderstood Yuji's decision to sleep on the floor, viewing it as something admirable, while he only intended to be considerate. To fix the situation, Yuji suggested sharing the bed, thinking it was a simple and practical solution. Ria reacted with shock, and Yuji quickly realized his mistake, trying to correct his careless words. After a moment, Ria accepted shyly, showing trust and willingness to stay by his side. Even so, Yuji felt awkward, sensing the situation carried a meaning beyond simple cooperation. Ria moved closer to Yuji, acting impulsively, while he became overwhelmed by her sudden behavior and struggled to process the situation. The moment quickly shifted as Ria returned to normal, focusing on cleaning and treating the situation as something trivial. Later, Yuji ate quietly while noticing Ria sitting aside, not touching the food and remaining distant. Ria explained the limited supplies, while Yuji decided to search for more food later to improve their condition. Seeing her hunger, Yuji offered his portion, understanding her condition despite the risks it might bring. Ria accepted the food from Yuji and began eating, showing gratitude, while he dismissed her reaction as unnecessary. Suddenly, her expression changed, and an unusual reaction began affecting her body, catching Yuji off guard. As the effect intensified, Ria struggled to remain steady, clearly overwhelmed by something beyond normal hunger. The strange reaction reached its peak, leaving her unable to control herself while still holding the food. Afterward, Ria realized the cause, recognizing it as a result of human influence, while Yuji remained confused by what had happened. Ria realized the food carried Yuji's influence, causing her magical power to rise sharply after consuming it. Yuji reflected on the effect, understanding that even small contact from him could greatly impact others in this world. Ria quickly recovered, her hunger gone, while acknowledging the overwhelming strength humans possessed compared to other races. Elsewhere, the quiet forest shifted as an unknown presence approached, suggesting a new danger drawing closer to their location. Yuji woke up as morning light pierced through the trees, marking his second world's dawn. Stretching peacefully, he enjoyed a rare moment of calm, unaware of the elf beside him. Accidentally leaning over, Yuji's hand landed on Ria's chest, shocking both with unexpected contact. Panicked, he jumped up in fright, realizing they were resting at Ria's grandfather's secluded home. Ria remained sound asleep beside him, while Yuji sat frozen, overwhelmed by awkward embarrassment. Yuji glanced again, startled by her figure, trying to suppress rising panic and stray thoughts. Ria shifted in her sleep, revealing more, making Yuji's self-control waver under mounting tension. Yuji forced himself to look away, battling his thoughts and reminding himself to stay respectful. Deciding to leave, Yuji stepped out quietly, hoping to calm down before Ria noticed anything. Returning later, he froze as Ria awoke and shouted at the mysterious creature beside her. Ria rushed in alarm, demanding answers, while Yuji stood confused, unsure what just happened. They discovered a massive slime in the cave, far larger than either of them expected. Ria explained normal slimes are weak and small, making this one clearly abnormal and dangerous. Yuji admitted drinking spring water nearby. Ria concluded the slime absorbed magic through that source. Recalling a similar event with Arya, Ria teased while Yuji stayed quiet, regretting everything silently. Yuji worried about escape, but Ria confidently declared she had a solution to their problem. Channeling borrowed power, Ria summoned intense magic, calling the slime weak and preparing to strike. With full force, Ria launched her signature magic spell, Burning Bullet, straight at the slime. The attack exploded with force, shaking the ground, as Yuji reeled from the sheer heat. But the slime remained completely unharmed, leaving them both shocked by its incredible durability. Ria wanted to attack again, but Yuji reasoned the slime wasn't showing any hostility. Yuji tried speaking to the slime, which responded with interest, moving gently toward him. The slime approached Yuji calmly, causing Ria to react in confusion and growing surprise. The slime affectionately followed Yuji's commands, shocking Ria, who realized it viewed him as master. Yuji tested commands playfully, and the slime responded with obedience, mimicking paw gestures with enthusiasm. Yuji named the slime Lime, and welcomed it as a trusted new companion. Ria accepted the slime's presence, grateful for another strong ally joining their strange growing group. Together, they looked toward the future, dreaming of peace and a place called home. Under the quiet moonlight, their journey paused, hinting at new challenges still to come. Elsewhere in the royal capital, a girl pondered distant family beneath the same moonlit sky. A voice informed Rose mid-bath that the first scout squad had gone missing. Suddenly, Rose received orders to lead the second squad toward ruins near Asura Forest immediately. Determined to act, Rose feared for her sister's fate and prepared for looming conflict. Ria prepares to hunt while the boy, bored at home, asks to join her. He entrusts Lime to guard their cave, deciding it's time to explore the outside world. They reach the forest. Ria swiftly hunts using magic arrows, impressing the amazed protagonist. She identifies the bird as edible. He nervously offers to help prepare it himself. Remembering his past solitude, he gratefully reflects on Ria's skill and how helpful she is. Noticing the two moons, he realizes this world is far different from his own. Ria expresses curiosity about Earth, warmly saying she'd love to see his original world someday. Surprised by her words, he silently reflects on the memories and regrets of his past. He gently turns her down, choosing instead to embrace this world and their shared future. She's overjoyed by his answer. Encouraged, he asks if learning magic is possible for him. Ria explains how magic works, assuring him that his strong energy enables immediate powerful spells. Curious and motivated, he scans the forest, suggesting they hunt something while practicing magic outdoors. A sky dragon appears overhead, normally passive, but one occasionally descends and becomes dangerous to humans. Ria suddenly weakens. He grows concerned, but she smiles and insists she's only slightly dizzy. They decide to test magic on the dragon. He follows Ria's method for his first attempt. He confidently casts Burning Bullet, but nothing appears, leaving him confused and slightly embarrassed. Ria suddenly shouts for him to look up, spotting something alarming in the sky. A massive burning spell launches upward, striking the sky dragon with explosive force and stunning power. Ria celebrates its unexpected strength. He panics, realizing the destruction it could cause in normal hunting. He nervously decides to avoid using magic. Ria suggests items that can suppress overwhelming magical energy. The sky suddenly shifts. He and Rhea are stunned to see the blue moon vanish. Rhea's shocked by his power. He worries destroying a moon might disrupt natural balance. Trying to explain it away, Rhea insists the moon must have simply been too fragile. She reassures him forcefully, blaming the moon itself and telling him not to overthink it. He accepts her odd reasoning, still nervous but trying to stay optimistic about his powers. They leave the moon incident behind, returning to hunting as he avoids overthinking his powers. They hid in a rocky valley. 3 days passed peacefully with warm meals under starlight. Thanks to Rhea's cooking, life remained calm. No disasters followed the mysterious blue moon event. Rhea's kindness stood out. She supported him with food and care, easing his sudden transition. He pondered his past world, confused why magic never worked there, despite feeling connected now. Rhea proposed a theory. Earth might contain dark matter, nullifying all forms of natural magic. He compared dark matter concepts between worlds, realizing it might suppress magic back on Earth. Unable to confirm anything, he accepted the theory. Earth's conditions likely blocked his magic use. After breakfast, he stretched and decided to walk. Rhea stopped him with a serious request. Feeling inadequate, Rhea asked for a relic, hoping to gain strength as his loyal follower. He misunderstood her request, thinking she wanted his hair. She quickly clarified her true meaning. Rhea clarifies she wants the relic given directly, causing sudden tension with her embarrassed request. She explains magic would transfer better through direct contact, but assures him she won't pressure. Excited yet nervous, he agrees. They both prepare awkwardly for the unusual but necessary exchange. Their lips finally meet. Rhea closes her eyes, concentrating, while he stiffens, overwhelmed by surprise. Rhea pushes forward intensely, pinning him down mid-transfer, leaving him stunned by her unexpected force. Rhea absorbs magic power joyfully, overwhelmed by sensation, while her words leave him stunned, speechless. Her behavior grows erratic. He begins to question if human saliva caused an unexpected side effect. Driven by impulse, Rhea pounces again. He surrenders nervously, unsure how to handle the situation. Far away, news spreads. Citizens fear demons may be behind the destruction of the blue moon. Kazul investigates the moon's fall, suspecting demonic involvement, while a soldier arrives with urgent findings. Amid rising concerns, Kazul grows frustrated. The scout squad still hasn't returned from their mission. A soldier interrupts the tense moment. Rosetta, the missing scout leader, finally walks through the door. Rosetta proudly reports her return. Kazul reacts with relief as she delivers her mission findings. Though no relics were found, she presents a mysterious strand radiating unusual magical energy and power. Rosetta theorizes the relic is recent. Kazul suspects it might belong to a human survivor. They suspect a human survivor may explain the moon's destruction, raising doubts about prior assumptions. Kazul recalls ancient human power. Rosetta requests permission to investigate ruins and possibly track Rhea. Rosetta reports many squad deaths, but Rhea and Dex's bodies remain missing in the wilderness. Despite priorities elsewhere, Kazul allows Rosetta to search, trusting her resolve and unshakable determination. He grants her 1 month. If a human is found, she must report immediately. As she leaves the chamber, Rosetta silently vows to find her missing older sister. Determined and armed, Rosetta swears she'll locate Rhea no matter the danger or distance. Meanwhile, Rhea continues the kiss endlessly. He grows concerned, unsure how long it should last. Rhea tearfully apologized after realizing her reckless behavior during training caused major embarrassment and trouble. After an intense kiss triggered by human effects, Rhea fainted mid-session, leaving both of them flustered. The boy left Rhea to rest, worried this method might become dangerously routine and overwhelming. While walking, he encountered a mysterious girl in the forest, who stared at him curiously. Surprisingly, the girl joyfully leapt into his arms, completely nude, recognizing him with cheerful affection. The boy recognized the affectionate girl as Lime, shocked by her sudden human-like transformation. Rhea appeared mid-hug, glaring suspiciously, demanding an explanation about the naked girl clinging to him. Overwhelmed by the misunderstanding, the boy mentally surrendered, realizing he couldn't escape this bizarre situation. Rhea explained Lime's new form resulted from monster evolution, a rare effect of accumulating great power. The boy accepted Lime's change, realizing she wasn't human, just unusually strong, affectionate, and now undeniably female. Lime lifted her skirt innocently, shocking him. He suddenly questioned everything about her gender. Rhea explained Slimes lack gender due to splitting reproduction, making Lime's identity biologically ambiguous. Lime's clever form triggered stronger bonding. Meanwhile, Rhea admitted feeling different after absorbing relics. Ria proudly declared her magic had grown immensely, unaware of his other expectations for development. Thanks to her boosted senses, Ria felt confident she could now detect danger far sooner. He wondered about his strength while Ria sensed something unusual approaching their hidden base. Everyone noticed incoming footsteps. Ria quickly determined the intruder was weak, but likely a human male. Ria's mood shifted because the hideout was exposed. She insisted the intruder couldn't be allowed to leave. Viewing the trespass as sacrilege, Ria prepared punishment, declaring judgment on the man's reckless intrusion. Ria charged with full force, swinging wildly, while he panicked, desperately trying to defuse the misunderstanding. To avoid bloodshed, the boy requested to fight in Ria's place, fearing her strength. He approached the cave's intruder cautiously, assuming the enemy was weak and easily handled alone. Instead, he encountered a threatening swordsman, whose intimidating aura contradicted Ria's earlier weak assessment. Despite fear, he refused to abandon the cave. Ria and Lime's safety depended on him. Realizing there'd be no peaceful end, the swordsman raised his blade and charged to strike. The swordsman attacked with serious intent. The boy froze, overwhelmed by fear and pressure. Panicked, he screamed and fled, realizing close combat swords were absolutely terrifying and far beyond him. While dodging, he feared using magic could destroy the hideout, leaving him unsure how to fight. Suddenly, a giant slime struck the swordsman mid-charge, catching both sides completely off guard. Lime dramatically reappeared in humanoid form, landing confidently, just as the boy fell into jelly. Lime leaps in front of the attack, shielding her master just in time from danger. The elf woman rushes over, checking them both. Lime calmly reassures everyone while smiling proudly. The enemy notices their strength. He mocks them, intrigued by an elf and humanoid slime together. The trio stands united, ready to fight. The elf glares ahead, shielding Lime and her master. A new girl appears, taunting Lime. She coldly mentions slave markets, hinting at cruel intentions ahead. Captured and chained, Lime trembles. The enemy considers selling her and Ria to a noble. Fueled by anger, the protagonist attacks. He strikes with full force, refusing to let them suffer. His sudden move catches the enemy off guard. The impact sends both crashing through the forest. The enemy retaliates with rage. He roars, slamming the ground while recovering from the earlier ambush. Seeing the aftermath, the protagonist wonders. The enemy lies unconscious, and Lime calls out in concern. Overwhelmed with relief, Ria hugs her master tightly, grateful for his courage and quick action. Flustered but sincere, he thanks her. Meanwhile, his thoughts drift awkwardly due to the physical closeness. Lime joins the embrace joyfully. Their master reflects, the danger was worth this touching reunion moment. He places a healing spell on the enemy's wound, ensuring he won't die from injuries. Ria confirms the treatment worked. The enemy remains unconscious, now restrained and awaiting further judgment peacefully. The protagonist insists on healing the enemy. He believes the man might know something important. Ria becomes upset at the insult, but he calmly redirects her to question their captive. The captive explains his sister is ill. Desperate, he turned to theft for medicine money. Ria can't cure illness, only wounds. The hero recalls a relic that might save her. Ria warns against sharing relics freely. Their magic must stay secret to avoid dangerous attention. He hesitates, understanding Ria's warning, but still decides to help the sick sister regardless. The protagonist recalls his past. He wants to use his power to save, not watch. Ria agrees. The relic is handed over, and trust begins to form between them. The werebear gasps. The relic holds tremendous magical energy far beyond anything he's ever felt before. Grateful and smiling, the werebear introduces himself as Adai. He promises to abandon banditry for good. Adai promises to repay them someday. Their first battle ends in success, securing the hideout. The next day, Adai returns joyfully. His sister is cured, thanks to the magical relic. Overjoyed, Adai gifts them food. A trade system forms. Yoji's hair exchange for village-grown supplies. They discover Yoji's hair substitutes for Magistone. Lamps and tools function using its potent energy. With Magistone prices rising, Yoji's hair offers salvation. Adai finds new purpose helping others honestly. Yoji questions Adai's trip. Ria, jealous of the hair exchange, quietly fumes in the background. Panicked by suspicion, Adai runs away, using his sister's condition as a quick excuse to escape. Smiling, Ria reveals she cursed the villagers to keep secrets. Their loyalty is magically ensured. Yoji realizes Ria controls the werewolves. He silently vows not to anger her ever again. The ELF proposes setting traps to defend the area. A scout confirms movement nearby. The group gathers to discuss defenses. They decide pitfall traps might stop future intruders. She casts earth impact magic, but the ground resists. Everyone watches her struggle in silence. They realize magic fails. She proposes poison traps instead, but others fear accidental injuries. Hearing the concern, she panics. Her plan risks their safety, and guilt immediately overwhelms her. Lime eagerly offers help. With a breath, she spawns small slimes from her body. The slimes suddenly multiply mid-air. The others watch in shock as division rapidly continues. Magic-enhanced energy triggered Lime's duplication. The new slimes are considered her magical children now. Jealousy strikes the elf. She collapses dramatically. Realizing Lime created children before she even could overcome with emotion, the elf demands her turn. She boldly asks to make children too. Rhea becomes manic with excitement. Ignoring reason, she unleashes chaotic magic to create friends. To stop her rampage, the protagonist kisses Rhea, shocking everyone with the sudden, bold move. Instead of calming her down, the kiss ignites passion. Rhea clings and begs for more. The kiss intensifies. Rhea moans uncontrollably as her emotions and magic spiral completely out of control. Overwhelmed by affection and magic, Rhea collapses. The hero realizes he made things much worse. He assigns Lime to guard duty, warning her to subdue intruders without lethal force. Carrying Rhea, he reflects on how extreme she becomes whenever he's in danger. As Rhea sleeps peacefully, he quietly admires her devotion and finds it genuinely heartwarming. Despite her intensity, her affection confuses him. He wonders why she's so obsessed. Suddenly, a scream echoes. He tenses. Realizing it's not Lime, someone unfamiliar has entered the cave. A mysterious girl falls into the slime trap, her legs flailing as she struggles. Soaked and confused, the newcomer screams. She's shocked by the trap and the slime ambush. Unable to move, she's drenched in slime. Lime celebrates her accidental trap success nearby. From behind cover, the protagonist blushes. He's clearly distracted by the intruder's soaked appearance. She escapes the pit, exhausted. He awkwardly notes her chest surpasses even Rhea's size. The new girl catches him staring. Furious, she confronts him as Lime watches silently. Just then, a slime yanks her top off. She freezes in total shock and embarrassment. He scolds Lime for going too far. The girl screams, demanding rescue from the chaos. Despite everything, she rants with pride. He wonders if she's someone important or just delusional. Rhea arrives, smiling. She finds him holding underwear and questions him with a dangerous tone. Rhea and the drenched girl finally recognize each other, old friends, reunited after unexpected chaos. Yoji's group discovers Rosetta alive in a cave, leading to an emotional reunion with Rhea. Rosetta, overjoyed, embraces her sister. Rhea urges her to dress properly before continuing their discussion. Rosetta, once Rhea's senior knight, insists they return to the capital to report immediately. She explains the kingdom's chaos began after someone destroyed the moon, drawing shocked reactions from Yoji. Despite the crisis, Rhea refuses to return, declaring loyalty to Yoji, the human who saved her. Rosetta doubts Yoji's identity, unable to detect any magical power coming from his body. Rhea explains Yoji's power is too vast to sense, being the world's only true human. Yoji learns Numans resemble humans but lack great magic, making them ideal for blending in. Skeptical, Rosetta demands solid proof. Yoji is human, and challenges him to demonstrate it. Clearly, Yoji hesitates, as Rhea proposes an odd verification method, shocking him with a bold suggestion. Despite Rosetta's jealousy, Rhea assures Yoji it's fine and supports the plan without hesitation. Rosetta insults Yoji, doubting his humanity and mocking the idea of her sister liking him. At Yoji's request, slimes restrain Rosetta, catching her off guard before the demonstration begins. Yoji approaches cautiously and touches Rosetta's mouth, stating this would be the required proof. Rosetta reacts to the overwhelming sensation, stunned by the magic as her body trembles uncontrollably. Rosetta reacts strongly to Yoji's touch, overwhelmed by his sweat's hidden magical influence and energy. Embarrassed by her own thoughts, Rosetta stops. Rhea intervenes, suggesting the proof demonstration is sufficient. After dressing, Rosetta acknowledges the situation, deciding to trust Yoji despite her initial doubts. Though ordered to report humans, Rosetta admits feeling infinite power and hesitates to obey protocol. Choosing loyalty to her sister over duty, Rosetta pledges to assist Yoji and Rhea fully. Rosetta warns Yoji not to overstep boundaries, while fiercely defending her nickname privilege from others. The group agrees Rosetta should infiltrate the capital to gather supplies and intelligence as a spy. Rosetta dramatically reaffirms her loyalty, declaring complete devotion to her sister and readiness for the mission. While they prepare, the enemy's strength grows. Dex gains knowledge of Yoji and access to powerful relics. Before Rosetta departs, Ria sternly warns her to treat Yoji respectfully or face serious consequences. Ria threatens Rosetta with deadly force if disrespected again, startling Yoji with her fierce seriousness. Rosetta reacts excitedly to Ria's rage, embracing her sister's intense aura with overwhelming admiration and love. Elsewhere, a cat-like warrior collapses in pain, desperate for more relic energy to stabilize himself. An intruder appears, mocking the warrior's decline and questioning the fall of a once great swordsman. Introducing himself as Grice, a Damonkin offers a deal, boasting knowledge of relics and humans. Grice reveals Damonkin-developed drugs mimic relic effects, further tempting the weakened beastman with power. In exchange for the drugs, Grace demands Yoji's assassination, shocking the beastmen with the name. Inside a secluded cave, Ria straddles and kisses the protagonist to recharge her magical energy. Another girl enters, flustered. The protagonist gently stops Ria, realizing things are escalating too quickly again. Later, Ria listens quietly as he explains she must adjust to his world gradually. Ria reflects on her disappointment. Their morning ritual is essential to sustain her power levels. Despite the awkward phrasing, Ria confesses she's emotionally and magically addicted to his kisses and essence. Overwhelmed by her cravings, Ria indulges again, leaving Yoji flustered by her intense behavior. Adai arrives urgently, reporting that his younger sister has been acting strangely since her last treatment. He explains her mood swings and restlessness, revealing concern that something deeper might be affecting her. Raya suspects relic withdrawal, explaining that magical items may have addictive effects on the user's body. Ria warns that prolonged relic deprivation causes dangerous symptoms, possibly even death if left untreated too long. Hearing the word death, Adai panics, overwhelmed by fear for his sister's worsening condition. Yoji tries to stay rational, deciding to check if Ria shows any harmful symptoms too. They travel to the Werebear village, where people live peacefully under Yoji's indirect influence. Adai proudly explains the village's prosperity, crediting Yoji for his earlier help and ongoing support. Surprisingly, Yoji's hair used as fertilizer made the crops flourish, boosting the village's agricultural success. Adai reveals his position as village chief and leads them to a surprisingly elegant home. His younger sister storms in, scolding him for being late, unaware of the guests' importance. She protests their presence, while Adai proudly shows her off, ignoring her growing irritation and suspicion. Adai introduces Yoji as her savior, shocking her into remembering what truly happened during treatment. Realizing the truth, she apologizes deeply, expressing gratitude and embarrassment for her earlier rude behavior. Flustered about her appearance, Mireya rushes upstairs to change clothes before rejoining the guests. Mireya returns dressed up, pretending it's casual. Her brother questions her sudden outfit choice suspiciously. She volunteers to cook dinner. The others privately express concern about her behavior and energy. The group is surprised by the extravagant meal she prepared, complete with a whole roasted bird. Everyone praises her cooking. Yoji compliments Mireya warmly, unaware it deeply flusters and excites her inside. Embarrassed yet thrilled by Yoji's compliment, Mireya imagines romantic possibilities while her brother yells defensively. Everyone praises Mireya's food, while Yoji privately questions Adai about Ria's strange behavior and secrecy. Adai recalls Ria's earlier visit and becomes uneasy, realizing something isn't adding up anymore. Suddenly feeling sick, Adai excuses himself. The group suspects something Ria did might be responsible. Later that night, Ria goes outside alone to confirm if her village-wide curse remains intact. Following Adai's request, Yoji heads upstairs to check on Mireya's condition and gently knocks. Mireya, surprised but excited, quickly grants him permission to enter while trying to stay composed. Yoji enters her sweet-scented, tidy room, surprised by how personal and inviting the space feels. Feeling awkward, Yoji silently reflects this is his first time inside a teenage girl's bedroom. Remembering his true purpose, Yoji tries casually asking Mireya if something's bothering her or feels off. Mireya quietly confesses her feelings to Yoji, nervously looking for a response to everything. Shocked by the sudden confession, Yoji freezes, while Mireya anxiously awaits his reaction in silence. Under the night sky, her words echo. Yoji struggles to grasp the unexpected emotional weight. Mireya confesses her feelings are changing, confused by emotions, while her brother quietly observes her behavior. The realization hits him suddenly: her behavior wasn't random. She's in love, and he finally understands. Reflecting alone, he feels regretful for not noticing sooner. No one's ever loved him before. Later, Mireya shares her dream of becoming a fashion designer in the capital, revealing ambition. Surprised, he learns she designed the displayed clothes herself, already a huge success at capital bazaars. Mireya proudly expresses her confidence in clothing design, rooted in knowledge passed down from humans. She reveres humans for their past creations, believing fate brought her to the human healer. Facing Yoji, Mireya feels clarity. Meeting him confirmed everything she believed about humans and herself. Smiling brightly, Mireya openly confesses her love, catching Yoji completely off guard and speechless. She quickly reassures him, not wanting her feelings to pressure or obligate him emotionally. Mireya boldly offers herself despite Yoji's situation, declaring devotion and willingness to support him unconditionally. Ignoring his shock, Mireya undresses further, determined to express love in her own dramatic way. Yoji nervously observes her underwear, distracted by its design and the oddly familiar aesthetic from Japan. Mireya reassures him gently, letting him decide freely, while Yoji scrambles to collect his thoughts. She leans in and kisses him, silently expressing everything her words couldn't fully communicate before. Under the influence of the artifact, she reacts intensely, surprising Yoji with her behavior. Regaining slight awareness, she marvels at Yoji's mysterious ability and the artifact's unexpected effect. Yoji realizes the relic's aphrodisiac effect is overwhelming her, but he struggles to stop it. Her composure breaks down further as she confesses confusion and approaches Yoji, unable to resist anymore. The relic's power peaks, pushing her into uncontrollable reaction, leaving Yoji completely stunned and conflicted. After recovering, Mireya is startled by someone calling her name from outside the house window. Yoji feels guilty about her condition, while Ria casually comments on his overwhelming magical stamina. Mireya rests in bed, and Yoji requests help crafting clothes, assuming she wants to repay him. Eager to contribute, Mireya offers her skills in exchange, while Yoji considers proposing a fair trade. Mireya teases playfully, waiting for his request. Yoji hesitates, unsure how to handle her excitement. Mireya gently kisses Yoji as thanks, requesting only affection in return for her help. The next day, calm returns. The group prepares for new tasks in the forest region. Mireya finishes crafting new outfits. Everyone praises Lime's look, impressed by Mireya's clothing skills. Mireya acts cheerfully while sewing more clothes, clearly still daydreaming about her earlier reward from Yoji. A sudden blinding light erupts, forcing him to shield his eyes in confusion and alarm. The brightness fades. He opens his eyes slowly, realizing the entire room has gone unnaturally dark. While stumbling forward blindly, he accidentally grabs Ria's skirt, startling both of them in the process. He panics, apologizing repeatedly. The girls reassure him, brushing it off as an unfortunate, clumsy mistake. Later, while investigating a buried structure with Lime's team, another flash interrupts their underground excavation efforts. They awaken inside ancient ruins. Lime deduces a hidden teleportation trap was triggered underground during digging. Exploring deeper, Lime concludes they're beneath the hideout. The underground structure's scale leaves everyone visibly confused. Lime inspects the walls, confirming lost human technology. The place resembles ancient ruins from his summoning. They realize excavation stopped due to hidden ruins. Lime asks if her grandfather ever mentioned them. She suspects the secrecy was intentional. Clues might lie in forgotten stories or symbols left behind. While exploring deeper, they encounter a towering ancient golem, and tension immediately fills the air. The golem detects them. Alarms blare, eyes glow, and it declares them intruders without hesitation. Its chest opens slightly. Combat mode activates. The golem prepares for engagement against unknown targets. He realizes the ruin's secret: this guardian was left to intercept trespassers without warning or mercy. The golem launches forward. The team narrowly evades its massive strike, confirming the threat is real. They identify the golem as a legendary human weapon, feared for its overwhelming destructive potential. While fleeing, he reflects that his human powers might be key to fighting this threat. As he hesitates, the golem towers over him. His confidence falters against another human-made weapon. He tries attacking, but the golem's counter activates. Multiple burning projectiles launch with devastating force. Their magic fails. The golem reveals an anti-magical shield technology that cancels all spells instantly, without exception. They confirm the golem uses AMS, rendering magic useless. Its threat level is far higher. Running frantically, he curses ancient humanity's weapons, overwhelmed by how dangerous they've proven to be. Desperate, Rhea summons an ice shield to block the incoming strike from the golem. The golem slams its fist, the ice defense cracks. It detects obstruction and prepares retaliation. Its eye flashes. Blades deploy. The golem announces full neutralization, escalating its combat protocol further. Rhea struggles to maintain her shield. The golem pushes harder, cracking the magical barrier further. He spots a stop button on its back, an emergency shutdown hidden among the damaged plating. Without hesitation, he charges toward the golem, risking everything to reach the shutdown switch. Yelling with all his strength, he slams his fist directly onto the emergency shutdown mechanism. The golem halts. System detects human contact. Combat mode ends. Everyone stares, shocked at his success. With the golem deactivated, relief floods over them. Rhea rushes over, calling him her master. The slime suddenly proclaims loyalty, latching onto him affectionately and recognizing him as its new master. Before they can react, a new girl appears mysteriously. Her presence halts everyone in silence. Kazumi introduces herself as the golem guardian of the dungeon's unusual first-floor hot springs. The group reacts in shock upon seeing the unexpected open-air view beyond the hallway. Everyone stands dumbfounded, realizing the dungeon floor contains a massive, luxurious hot springs facility inside. Kazumi explains the hot springs were specifically designed for someone named Cassie to enjoy peacefully. She reveals Cassie, her human creator, was a brilliant inventor who deeply resented all humans. Kazumi explains Cassie created the dungeon and golems to escape her boring human life. She confirms 4 more golems, her sisters, still protect each remaining floor of the facility. Realizing they'll face more golems ahead, the group reflects on the hot springs' mysterious heat source. Kazumi reveals the machinery runs on human magic, automatically activated when the master is nearby. Overwhelmed by strange logic, the protagonist accepts it all and stops questioning the bizarre dungeon mechanics. The group considers abandoning their old hideout, deciding the secure dungeon floor suits them better. They agree the location is defensible, but acknowledge needing power to maintain lasting peace here. He concludes recruiting powerful golems is more efficient than gathering thousands of unreliable human allies. Kazumi offers guidance upstairs, while the group decides to relocate all their belongings to this base. They settle in, appreciating the hot springs, and vow to protect this peaceful lifestyle together. After finishing setup, the protagonist prepares a bucket and starts relaxing in the base. He declares his work finished and rewards himself with hot springs and a professional massage. Kazumi's massage impresses him greatly, her skill clearly exceeding expectations for a defensive golem. Kazumi reveals 80% of her body was designed solely for massage, not for combat. He's shocked to learn only 20% is combat-oriented, given her earlier strength in battle. Kazumi explains her modules: 80% massage, 18% communication, only 2% combat, making him reconsider exploring. When he mentions milk coffee, Kazumi acknowledges and prepares something from a sealed container immediately. She explains Cassie also wanted milk coffee post-bath, calling humans strange while handing it over. The drink smells foul, he coughs, overwhelmed by a scent like rotten, milk-soaked laundry. Kazumi apologizes, admitting even Cassie's genius couldn't preserve milk coffee for 10,000 years. He plans to try another bath type, unaware someone is already inside waiting for him. As he enters, he suddenly notices a feminine silhouette, stopping mid-sentence in surprise and confusion. Rhea appears in a towel, casually suggesting they bathe together, stunning him beyond comprehension. Yu enters the bath expecting privacy, but Rhea arrives unexpectedly, wearing only a towel. Rhea offers to wash his back, claiming it's her duty as his loyal servant. Trying to stay calm, Yu insists it's purely professional, no tension, just a servant's task. Despite his efforts, Yu's thoughts fixate on Rhea's body, struggling to maintain mental discipline. Temptation overwhelms him as he sneaks a glance, only to be caught red-handed instantly. After being caught staring, Yu panics. Rhea misinterprets his silence as judgment toward her. Touched by Yu's awkward praise, Rhea blushes, calling him kind despite his clear embarrassment. Later, another woman explains beauty norms here. Small chests are ideal, large ones look down on. Yu calmly accepts both preferences, reflecting on how beauty standards shift across different worlds. Rhea, shocked by the Oppai faction term, blushes while another girl tries defending Yu's honor. Yu insists his praise is sincere. Rhea, flattered, thanks him for his heartfelt support. Rhea prepares for the massage, asking Yu to face forward and remain respectful throughout. She uses a rare, fragrant soap, specially ordered to impress him before they begin. Unexpectedly, Rhea presses her chest against him, catching Yu completely off guard and speechless. Misunderstanding his silence, Rhea feels rejected, believing her boldness contradicted his earlier words about preference. Yu hurriedly reassures Rhea that he's comfortable, trying to calm the growing misunderstanding. Rhea interprets Yu's embarrassment as honest attraction, clinging to him joyfully with heartfelt relief. Feeling validated, Rhea embraces him warmly. Yu questions whether things have escalated too far already. When Rhea offers to wash his front, Yu panics, overwhelmed by the escalating intimacy. Rhea approaches confidently, but Yu struggles to maintain control, nearly pushed past his emotional limit. Rhea's sudden motion stuns Yu, her confidence and energy taking him completely off guard. As Yu hesitates, he questions Rhea's feelings, wondering if she only cares because he's human. His doubts grow stronger. He wonders whether Rhea sees him genuinely or just as unique. Suddenly, Lime appears, panting heavily. Yu is shocked to find her acting oddly in the bath. Lime unexpectedly unleashes a powerful water attack, sending Yu flying in confusion and total surprise. Rhea suspects Lime absorbed Yu's magic through the bath, explaining her sudden growth and energy. As Rhea carries Lime away, she avoids Yu's gaze, her face red with emotion. Yu sits silently, confused by his mixed feelings of disappointment and strange emotional relief. Accepting his fate, Yu jokes about eternal loneliness while the scene shifts back to the forest. Rose is cornered by a beast demanding answers, its interest piqued by her human-like magic signature. The group enjoyed a peaceful forest stroll, unaware danger lurked nearby, threatening their brief peace. Sudden rustling interrupted them. Alert, they turned toward the sound, tension rising with every step. They discovered Rosetta collapsed and injured. Shocked, the elf girl quickly offered to handle treatment. Channeling healing magic, she stabilized Rosetta's condition, restoring her strength and easing her pained expression. Rosetta thanked her savior, then urgently warned them to leave before danger returned to finish her. She warned Dex was approaching. The boy panicked. Dex had discovered his true hidden identity. Dex was tracking human magic. They realized he'd soon reach them from a nearby village. They rushed home. The Bear Folks village depended on Rosetta's hair for magic and survival. Fearing disaster, the group sprinted through the woods, praying Melia and Adai would remain unharmed. Too late. Flames and monstrous roars filled the air. Dex had already reached and attacked the village. Yuji arrived at the burning village, stunned by the destruction and fearing the worst ahead. Relieved, he found Adai alive. Despite injuries, Adai confirmed he was safe but emotionally shaken. Adai revealed Dex kidnapped Melia, targeting her because of her rare human-like magical potential. Villagers mourned the damage. Dex's cruelty had left deep scars, innocent lives hurt without reason or mercy. Adai confessed Dex's threat. Melia was taken to the church, where Dex awaited Yuji's arrival. Yuji promised to rescue Melia. Though terrified, he accepted his duty as the world's only human. Receiving a mysterious ring, Yuji steadied himself. He couldn't abandon the village or Melia now. The sealed demon ring would drastically weaken his magic, limiting catastrophic destruction from uncontrolled power. Without the ring, using his magic seriously would destroy everything. The ring was insurance. Inside the church, Dex waited in silence. Yuji stepped forward, ready for their inevitable confrontation. Dex revealed his anticipation for this confrontation. Yuji stood tense, eyes locked on the beastman. Melia was restrained but unharmed. Yuji's relief clashed with Dex's unshaken dominance over the situation. Yuji reassured Melia, but Dex's subtle smirk hinted a trap was already in motion. Yuji placed full trust in Rhea. As a royal knight, she would lead the battle. Rhea launched a powerful magical strike. The air ignited as her offensive began without hesitation. Rhea unleashed Burning Plate, engulfing the room in flames. Dex's reaction showed brief surprise. Dex grinned through the attack. The fire splashed harmlessly, his defense held strong against magic. Laughing wildly, Dex mocked their efforts. Magic attacks splashed uselessly against his impervious enchanted body. They realized Dex used AMS, a powerful anti-magic shield originally developed by humans like Kazumi. Rhea deduced the truth. Dex absorbed far more relic power than anyone had previously expected. Yuji considered using the ring. If Rhea failed, he'd unleash his sealed, overwhelming power. He hesitated, then addressed Rhea calmly. His resolve had solidified behind serious, determined eyes. Ordering Ria to escape with Malia, Yuji prepared to fight Dex himself, no longer running away. A beast appears in the church. The man tells Ria to escape with Malia quickly. Ria calmly accepts the command. She encourages her master before preparing herself for immediate action. Instead of fleeing, Ria leaps into battle. The beast watches, surprised by her sudden charge. The beast roars and swings wildly. Ria dodges and destroys a rope to free Malia. Grabbing Malia, Ria kicks the beast hard. They crash through debris, avoiding a direct counterattack. The beast declares obsession with the hero. Malia escapes. The man prepares to fight alone. Unnerved by the beast's obsession, the man imagines transforming him into a cuter opponent. His imagination distorts reality. He sees the beast as a seductive girl and loses focus. The illusion breaks. The beast fantasizes about devouring him. He becomes increasingly anxious and confused. The terrifying reality returns. The beast hungers for flesh. The man abandons imagination and panics. The beast lunges in full force. The man narrowly dodges the powerful blow, barely surviving. Recalling Ria's training, the man readies his magic, realizing he must counter now or die. He casts Petty Fire. A massive sphere of energy forms, shocking both him and the beast. The fire spell detonates violently. The explosion engulfs the entire area with overwhelming destructive force. Amid smoking ruins, the man stares in disbelief. His weak spell caused total environmental destruction. He's shocked by the spell's strength. Ria casually admits she thought it was for cooking. The beast praises his power, mistaking it for legendary fire magic. The hero nervously denies everything. Injured but determined, the beast pulls out a potion. He decides to use it now. After drinking the potion, the beast's body changes. His muscles swell. The hero grows worried. Now monstrously large, the beast towers over him. The hero stands frozen before the transformed enemy. Facing the giant beast, the man fires Petty Fire again, worried about provoking further war. The blast hits but barely affects the beast. The man realizes his attack caused minimal damage. Desperate, he prepares another spell, but notices a ring hinting at a last possible option. Pinned down and nearly crushed, he sees Ria's face in his mind, giving him hope. The beast prepares to finish him, unaware the man's thoughts and emotions are about to shift everything. Refusing to surrender, he launches himself upward, determined to counter the overwhelming threat with resolve. Landing safely, he searches for Dex and steadies himself as tension builds around him. A sudden impact shakes the ground. Dust rises, and something massive crashes behind him unexpectedly. He turns around, stunned. The giant beast lies headfirst in a crater, apparently defeated completely. Ria and Malia return joyfully. They ignored his orders after hearing the massive explosion's shockwave. Overwhelmed by celebration, he finds himself trapped between Ria and Malia's unexpected embrace from both sides. Reflecting calmly, he wonders if magic enhanced him, or if his human strength keeps growing unnaturally. They reunite warmly. He's proud he protected everyone. The girls express deep relief and affection. Another girl races toward him in tears, overjoyed he survived the intense battle's chaos. He gets scolded for being too affectionate. She kicks him hard, ending the touching moment. The battle with Dex ends. Everyone celebrates peace, though comedic tension still lingers among friends. After rebuilding the village, the protagonist rests while Bear Girls cheerfully point to his next task. Dex's attack caused fires, but the slimes intervened quickly, saving the bear folks' burning homes. Ria approaches with a cloth, offering to wipe sweat as gratitude for his continued support. Feeling responsible, he joins Ria in village repairs, determined to help until everything is restored. Privately, Ria breathes in his sweat-soaked cloth, overwhelmed by emotion and devotion toward her master. Yoji questions Ria's odd behavior, unaware she's hiding the cloth she secretly cherished earlier. Yoji confesses he accidentally destroyed the church, but the villagers revere him like a god. Dex is arrested after overusing relics, which caused his mind to deteriorate and become unstable. Yoji wonders if other humans exist and how Dex gained access to their rare powers. With Dex defeated, Yoji enjoys peace again, while Ria deeply treasures his presence by her side. Yoji wakes up restrained on a bed, confused and unable to move any part freely. Kurumi confirms Yoji's restraints, explaining she followed Ria's direct orders without knowing the full reason. Ria returns cheerfully. Yoji is shocked to learn she requested the restraints without clear explanation. Ria apologizes, but Yoji demands answers while still chained, unsure what strange situation he's now in. Before anything is resolved, more girls enter, happily greeting Yoji, unaware of his current awkward predicament. Yoji is stunned when Ria announces it's time for the mysterious training session she planned. Still restrained, Yoji nervously asks for instructions, but Ria insists he only needs to lie down. Confused, Yoji watches Ria prepare herself. He questions how this qualifies as any real training. Ria kisses him boldly, declaring it training for the girls, while others react with jealousy. Ria eagerly invites others to join. Yoji slowly realizes what kind of training this really is. Ria explains their plan to enhance all four guardians' power by training simultaneously with Yoji. Lime begins participating, causing ticklish reactions. The session's method surprises Yoji more than expected. Yoji warns them not to surprise him again or he might faint mid-session like before. Overwhelmed by emotions, Lime trembles with determination, committing herself fully to this strange magical strengthening. Malia joins in fervently, obsessively calling Yoji's name as he panics at the escalating situation. Yoji panics as Rosetta tries calming the others, but her affection quickly complicates the situation. Rosetta imagines staying loyal to Ria, but reality shows her conflicted feelings beginning to shift. Yoji begs Rosetta for help, but even she hesitates, struggling to resist her own urges. Rosetta apologizes as she joins in, claiming she's only following orders from her beloved Wani-sama. Surrounded and overwhelmed, Yoji mentally breaks, realizing this chaotic training is worse than any battle. Yoji begs Ria to release him, and she hesitantly agrees after hearing his desperate plea. Misunderstanding his words, Ria kisses Yoji instead, believing he requested affection rather than freedom from restraints. The chaotic session continues until everyone, including Yoji, collapses in exhaustion from excessive magical training. Yoji lies unconscious when the elf girl urgently kisses him, transferring magical power through contact. He awakens slowly as the elf girl, panting, confirms his recovery while another girl approaches. The cheerful newcomer joins them without hesitation, asking if she can participate in their strange ritual. The elf sits aside, brooding, as the second girl kisses Yoji to absorb holy energy. Another ally explains that Yoji's magic transfers through saliva and hair, strengthening companions via intimate contact. The girls eagerly request more magic transfer, while another person reacts in surprise at their behavior. Yoji wakes up exhausted. Talk shifts to breakfast and a promise sample he's supposed to test. Confused by the request, Yoji questions her, but Malia deflects with a wink in silence. Grateful for food and freedom, Yoji reflects on his peaceful new life before falling asleep again. Malia appears at the door, seeking permission to enter, while Yoji calmly welcomes her inside. Malia calls Ria out from another room, preparing to reveal something surprising to Yoji. Ria appears dressed as a maid, embarrassed but obedient, causing Yoji to freeze in shock. Malia proudly explains it's her new outfit design for the capital's market. Yoji enthusiastically approves. Yoji boldly declares allegiance to short skirts, regardless of what others think of his taste. Lime joins in wearing the outfit too. Yoji is amused but questions its market appeal. Yoji notices Ria crouching in silence, unsure why she's acting shy after dressing up. Ria doubts if frilly dresses suit her, overwhelmed by embarrassment and unfamiliarity with cute fashion. Yoji gently reassures her, repeatedly calling her cute, which slowly helps Ria feel more confident. Blushing but excited, Ria suddenly demands to buy the clothes directly from a shocked Malia. She slams down gold to buy everything, stunning everyone. Yoji laughs, realizing how much she loved it. At the bathhouse, Ria washes Yoji's back, while he relaxes and quietly enjoys the moment. Yoji reflects on his comfortable life, eating, relaxing, getting pampered, but senses something is still missing. Ria is startled when Yoji admits he's been feeling oddly unfulfilled, despite their peaceful routine. Trying to offer herself more intimately, Ria misinterprets his dissatisfaction as romantic or physical frustration. Yoji clarifies he misses real adventure and wants to explore this new world beyond comfort. Yoji hesitates, reminding Ria that openly revealing he's human could bring serious consequences. Ria proposes a careful disguise plan for both of them to safely visit the capital. Yoji apologizes for the request, but Ria affirms her loyalty and pledges to support him. On departure day, Yoji leaves two girls behind and sets off with Ria for town. They arrive at a cliff, where Ria assures Yoji she arranged an unusual transport method. Yoji and Ria look up in shock as a massive airship suddenly appears overhead. Yoji realizes someone jumped from the ship, surprised it's a literal flying vessel approaching the cliff. A cheerful girl in armor descends from above, shouting excitedly while flying directly toward them. Yoji yells in disbelief as Ria watches calmly. The girl is Rosetta. Diving straight down, Rosetta suddenly descends from the sky, landing beside her older sister while shouting with excitement. Overjoyed, Rosetta tightly hugs her sister, startling her with a surprise embrace after the aerial entry. Flustered, Rose apologizes for clinging. Their male companion questions Rosetta's unexplained floating ability from earlier. Rosetta confidently points upward, promising a solution, as the group stares at the distant airship above. Using magic, Rosetta launches the boy skyward, catching him off guard with sudden magical propulsion. Rosetta explains her wind magic. The others realize its power isn't safe for casual use. Inside the airship, Rosetta's noble background is revealed, explaining the origin of their grand transport. Yoji reflects on Rosetta's status, surprised by her noble ties and role among royal knights. They prepare to land. Yoji receives clothes and sunglasses before arriving at the royal capital. The group disembarks at Arverni Estate. Rosetta's home reveals her noble status in full. Rosetta departs for a night mission, encouraging Yoji to enjoy the royal capital alone. Yoji and his disguised companion begin exploring, dressed casually to blend in with the crowd. Yoji's eyes widen in amazement as they approach the massive gates of the capital city. They enter the lively marketplace, surrounded by beast folk and towering buildings of the royal capital. Realizing humans are rare here, Yoji's companion worries about revealing their true identity in public. Yoji is stunned when handed a heavy pouch filled entirely with real gold coins. The gold comes from village taxes, earned through relics Yoji unknowingly left behind earlier. Inside a weapon shop, Yoji marvels at swords and is mistaken for a real adventurer. When asked if he's a dwarf, Yoji denies it, while awkwardly trying to fit in. Mocked for his frail appearance, Yoji is rejected and told to leave without buying anything. Yoji bows politely, believing he had disturbed the shop's business by lingering without purchasing. Ria furiously scolds the shopkeeper, revealing Yoji's identity as a legendary being of immense power. Yoji pulls Ria away, calming the situation. She feels guilty for creating public trouble again. Yoji tries lifting her spirits by suggesting food, though Ria remains gloomy and self-critical. He discovers skewered butterfly larvae strange and grotesque, but is told they're considered a creamy delicacy here. Yoji loses his appetite after learning the meat skewers come from roasted baby orcs. Ria expresses gratitude for Yoji's efforts, happy to visit the royal capital after so long. She requests to visit a specific shop, which turns out to sell women's underwear. Embarrassed by her inexperience, Ria asks Yoji to help choose underwear for her instead. Despite awkwardness, Yoji selects something elegant. Thinking Ria's figure suits a mature and stylish design, Yoji hesitates under pressure, but Ria interprets his opinion as strong approval and purchases it. Ria asks about more sets. Yoji agrees nervously, unable to refuse her enthusiastic shopping decisions. After shopping, Yoji carries bags while Ria cheerfully thanks him and leads toward their inn. Ria announces their arrival, proudly presenting the hotel where they'll be staying for the night. The hotel turns out to be a heart-covered building clearly designed for romantic couples. Both exchange awkward glances outside the hotel, silently remembering the lucky underwear bought earlier today. They entered a private room with one bed. The girl arranged everything ahead without explanation. She explained royal inns were risky. A hidden hotel better protected someone like him. He accepted the situation. They shared the bed peacefully, trusting there'd be no tension. She unexpectedly undressed before him, revealing lingerie, contradicting her earlier claim of no tension. She leaned closer, asking his opinion on her outfit. He struggled to react calmly. Surprised by his sudden closeness, Ria froze, unsure of his sudden bold action. He hugged her tightly, finally confessing his desire, overwhelmed by her appearance and planning. Hearing his words, Ria smiled warmly. Everything had gone just as she had intended. Knowing Ria truly wanted this, he gathered resolve. Choosing to face the moment sincerely, Ria offered to take the lead, smiling gently as he struggled to calm himself. Ria pressed closer, catching him off guard as his nervousness rose with physical contact. With a determined smile, she accepted the moment, ready to fully commit without hesitation. Overwhelmed by emotion, he decided to stop resisting and gave in to his feelings. Reflecting later, he prepared to explain everything, but already knew the outcome without words. Despite everything, he couldn't go through with it, leaving them both awkwardly disappointed in silence. Ria was shocked upon learning that human essence holds immense magical potential in relics. Despite her strong resistance, Ria fainted quickly from their intense moment, leaving him confused. Feeling guilty, Ria apologized. He reassured her gently, suggesting they progress slowly and patiently together. Though disappointed, he remained hopeful. One day, with Ria, he believed it would happen naturally. Later, they entered a lively city, surrounded by countless travelers and adventurers gathering together. They encountered a disguised friend at the fair, who explained the event's large-scale importance. Malaya excitedly called out to them, revealing her stall was attracting a massive crowd. Her brand beer was drawing attention. Despite modesty, Malaya's clothing line had gained surprising popularity. She expressed her dream to become a royal designer, aiming to impress the capital. Sales exceeded expectations. While some designs underperformed, customers loved the maid uniforms and Malaya's enthusiasm. A wealthy nobleman appeared with guards, demanding every remaining child-sized maid uniform in stock. Malaya nervously asked him to wait, as his aggressive behavior unsettled nearby customers and staff. He introduced himself as Marquis Cybern, an infamous figure known for abusing power in Midgard. Cybern's dark reputation included forcing commoner women into submission, leaving everyone wary of provoking him. Malaya hid her anger, realizing resisting him might endanger everyone. She chose silence for safety. Cybern suddenly grabbed Malaya's arm, alarming the group and drawing gasps from nearby onlookers. Leering, he admired her appearance, calling her beautiful and showing clear intentions beyond shopping. Without hesitation, he declared Malaya his property, intending to enslave her as personal possession. A wealthy noble grabs Malaya, declaring ownership. She panics, unable to resist his authority. Yu attempts to intervene, but someone blocks him. Malaya cries for help, overwhelmed and frightened. A hooded ally tells Yu to stand back. Revealing himself risks their larger secret mission. The hooded figure confronts the noble, demanding Malaya's release while approaching calmly and confidently. Furious, the noble draws his blade, shouting threats. He swings violently, refusing to be challenged. As the noble prepares to strike, he pauses, shocked by the elf girl's revealed identity. Ria steps forward confidently. The noble panics, recognizing her as the feared demon warrior Ria. Yu and his allies grow tense. The noble now realizes Ria's dangerous past and status. The crowd murmurs in awe. Ria's legend lives, but nobles scorn her commoner origin regardless. Enraged, the noble commands his guards to arrest Ria, labeling her as a defiant elf. A guard rushes forward with his weapon raised, ready to strike Ria without hesitation. His blade misses. In shock, he realizes Ria completely vanished before he could react. Before he can respond, Ria reappears beside him, completely calm and effortlessly restraining his attack. Ria calmly explains their defeat. She pities them for blindly serving a corrupt noble. With a single kick, Ria sends the guard flying, overwhelming him with raw physical strength. Ria delivers a quick combo, disabling multiple guards. She charges directly toward the fleeing noble. She lands with force. The Marquis stumbles, weaponless, watching another guard fall before her strike. The Marquis offers forgiveness if she submits. Ria refuses, unmoved by threats against the capital. Ria calmly declares her loyalty to her master. She's prepared to sacrifice everything if necessary. Without hesitation, Ria attacks. Her powerful kick lands squarely, silencing the noble's arrogance once and for all. Ria declares her loyalty aloud. The noble is sent flying, humiliated before the crowd. The crowd cheers, praising Ria's strength and love. Rumors about her romantic escape quickly spread. Malaya thanks Ria tearfully. Ria simply nods, acknowledging her safety as the true reward. As they embrace, someone warns that royal knights are approaching, drawn by the disturbance. The Marquis lies unconscious. Concern grows. If knights see this, Ria might be labeled a traitor. The crowd urges Ria to flee. They offer cover, grateful for her fearless actions. Yu smiles quietly. Watching her, he realizes just how much the people admire Ria. Ria lifts Yu and thanks everyone joyfully. The crowd cheers, swept up in celebration. As Ria runs, onlookers gossip excitedly about her lover and wish her happiness together. From above, a figure observes. Ria's power is human-linked. Her companion's identity sparks sinister curiosity. From a rooftop, a dark figure watches the crowd. His target has finally appeared. He steps forward, addressing Amurzaki Yuji by name. A second, silent girl follows behind cautiously. The girl senses something strange. Too many people, she can't identify the hidden threat above. After completing their observation mission, Yuji and his team rest aboard an airship above clouds. They reminisce about their journey to the royal capital, reflecting on challenges and new experiences shared. Yuji, growing closer to Ria, asks about her mysterious absence during the previous night's mission. Ria casually reveals she eliminated Cybern's soldiers, shocking Yuji with the unexpected scope of her actions. The group confirms Cybern's threat is gone, thanks to Ria's swift attack and Rose's intelligence report. Yuji brings up the past incident, knowing Ria's actions cost her place among the knights. Ria reassures him, declaring her loyalty and belonging lie wherever Yuji chooses to stay next. As emotions swell, Ria smiles warmly. Yuji leans forward, their bond deepening into a quiet kiss. Suddenly, a younger girl appears, interrupting them with a serious glare and a suspicious, intense warning. Staring menacingly, she insists they avoid shameful acts, especially while she's watching from up close. Embarrassed, Yuji and Ria apologize. The girl remains frustrated, secretly envying their closeness and affection. Far away, a luxurious estate looms. Inside, someone groans, disturbed by recent events and personal loss. Cybern furiously slams his desk, vowing revenge. His defeat has fueled a dangerous, unresolved grudge. Weakened and panicked, Cybern questions an unknown intruder who calmly mocks his situation and fallen forces. The hooded figure introduces himself as Grace, while surrounding guards react to his bold appearance. Grace reveals himself as a demon, shocking Cybern, who recalls demons' rarity and mysterious nature. Panicking, Cybern orders his guards to attack, declaring demons inherently dangerous to all other races. Grace smirks and refuses to fight, instead introducing someone else who will act in his place. A young cloaked girl named Canon enters confidently, silent but clearly prepared for what's ahead. Canon accepts her role without hesitation, calmly promising to handle the situation with absolute certainty. Canon calmly declares it's her turn. Guards charge, but she vanishes before their eyes. She reappears mid-air and punches the soldiers, sending them flying with overwhelming physical strength. The force of her strike launches one guard straight through a wall into the courtyard. Cybern watches in disbelief as the wall crumbles, exposing the destruction caused by Canon's power. Grace warns Cybern not to escalate. Canon stands silently, intimidating him with sheer presence alone. Grace reveals Canon's true nature. She is a vampire, a powerful and feared class of demon. Cybern panics, realizing vampires are rumored to be the strongest demons. He demands to know intentions. Grace calmly explains they've come to support Cybern's revenge, presenting a strange vial as proof. He offers D&D, a liquid granting human power, in exchange for Cybern's cooperation and trust. Suspicious but desperate, Cybern resists. Grace grabs him forcefully, demanding attention before he can dismiss the plan. Grace mocks Cybern's hesitation, reaching out confidently, fully in control of the dangerous negotiation. Canon watches silently as Cybern's body reacts. He begins transforming painfully after ingesting the mysterious D&D. Overcome with rage and power, Cybern screams. Grace declares refusal was never an option for him. After a peaceful night, the group enjoys breakfast. Leah anxiously awaits the master's opinion. The master praises the beautifully prepared meal. Leah beams, proud of her improvement in cooking. She explains her recipe source, but quietly struggles to open a stubborn jam jar lid. Embarrassed, Leah asks for help. The master accepts confidently, unaware of the jar's hidden challenge. Despite multiple attempts, the lid won't budge. Doubt creeps in. Was this jam actually defective? He strains again with determination. The girls watch nervously as he grips the jar harder. The jar suddenly shatters in his hands, spilling jam everywhere and startling everyone at once. Leah rushes over with a towel. He assures them he's fine and shifts the topic. Hearing this, Lee finally confesses his strength far exceeds anyone else's, even among trained warriors like her. Despite their praise, he doubts himself, still feeling like the weak person from his old world. He recalls a past battle. His strength had suddenly surged during a moment of danger. Leah explains body-strengthening magic triggered instinctively by stress. She suspects the jar incident activated it. He's stunned to learn frustration can activate magic. Others believe he's capable of massive destruction casually. Determined, he resolves to train the magic. Suddenly, a mysterious voice echoes inside his mind. Far away, a restrained woman reacts to magical interference. Strange substances surround her, and she panics. They peek around the corner, confirming the restrained woman was indeed the source of disturbance. Despite her outrage, they casually retrieve her clothes. Raimu quietly handles the slime without reacting. Fully dressed again, she scolds them. Apparently, this isn't the first time such incidents happen. Leah imagines inappropriate scenarios, flustered by the idea of playing with slimes alongside the master. Changing the subject, Rose presents a rare seasoning, gifted by her father from a distant land. Discovering soy sauce, he's overjoyed. It's a nostalgic flavor he thought impossible to find here. Training pauses as everyone eagerly anticipates the soy sauce lunch. He tries to stay focused. The meal is served. Everyone is excited, especially Rose, proud to share her sister's cooking. Leah presents the food with pride. He's overwhelmed tasting soy sauce for the first time. The taste surprises him. It's too raw. Embarrassed, he quickly praises it to avoid offense. Suspicious, he asks Rosetta. The flavor was odd. Turns out, it wasn't soy sauce at all. She explains it's nampura, a salty fish-based condiment from the East. He's visibly disappointed. Even Leah has never heard of soy sauce. He realizes it may not exist here. Determined, he begins planning. If soy sauce doesn't exist, he'll create it from scratch himself. He gathers ingredients and help from locals, beginning his ambitious soy sauce experiment using traditional methods. He anxiously inspects the barrel. So far, it's just soggy soybeans with no visible change. Leah approaches. Panicked, he hides the failure, pretending nothing's wrong as she announces bath time. Rosetta boldly declares she'll join him in the bath. Leah watches silently, clearly not amused. He freezes, overwhelmed by the sudden suggestion. His blank stare reflects confusion, embarrassment, and rising anticipation. Leah assigns Rosetta to accompany Yuji, surprising him with an awkwardly tense new partnership. Rosetta confronts Yuji, clearly jealous, accusing him of improper closeness with her beloved older sister. As Rosetta lashes out, Leah calmly intervenes, vowing to monitor Yuji's behavior around her sister. Yuji suggests proving his innocence by allowing Rosetta to observe them, and Leah reluctantly agrees. Rosetta secretly celebrates the chance to watch her sister up close, revealing her own hidden motives. Rosetta opens the curtain and is stunned by what she sees behind the bath entrance. Inside, an extravagant bathhouse shocks her, its luxury and scale far beyond her expectations. Yuji tries to focus, while Rosetta and others admire the facility's overwhelming quality and comfort. Leah firmly reminds them of their duty serving master by assisting with his backwashing. Rosetta freezes in disbelief, overwhelmed by Leah's serious declaration and the situation's escalating intimacy. Rosetta gazes at her sister's exposed body, overwhelmed by admiration and fantasy-driven excitement. Despite her embarrassment, Leah hesitates while Rosetta eagerly prepares to undress and join her. Rosetta lunges forward obsessively, begging to see more, forcing Leah to react with an ice shield. Caught in lingerie, Rosetta accuses Yuji of staring, despite just demanding attention minutes earlier. She then questions him, seeking validation for her appearance, flustering Yuji with her sudden confidence. Rosetta feels conflicted about her figure, while Leah calmly defends her own modest chest. Leah teases Rosetta, claiming Yuji prefers large chests, sparking jealousy and awkward attention from Rosetta. Rosetta repeats her warning, but Yuji shrugs off the contradiction, used to her mixed signals. Fascinated by human customs, Rosetta experiments with a wine bath and discovers new bathing sensations. As everyone relaxes together, Rosetta prepares to bring up a serious topic with Yuji privately. Rosetta requests the bathwater, revealing it holds Yuji's magical energy useful for potion crafting. Yuji refuses payment, calling them friends, which surprises Rosetta and ends negotiations on warm terms. To Rosetta's confusion, Yuji casually implies he's already seen her body, leaving her completely flustered. Rosetta freezes in embarrassment, unable to respond to Yuji's bold statement about her exposed form. Blushing furiously, Rosetta splashes into the water, overwhelmed with regret for letting her guard down. Rosetta accuses Yuji of staring at her chest. Yuji confesses with embarrassment and shame. That night, Leah approaches Yuji to express concern about Rosetta's behavior, becoming increasingly inappropriate. Yuji acknowledges Rosetta's loyalty to Leah, explaining why her actions aren't truly his responsibility. Leah proposes temporarily taking command, explaining group morale risks. Yuji agrees to follow her plan. Yuji is led to a room with Rose inside, trusting Leah's judgment despite uncertainty. Yuji enters the room and is surprised by a sweet scent and unexpected atmosphere. Inside, Rosetta is blindfolded and restrained, breathing heavily under the effects of an aroma. Struggling against the ropes, Rosetta blames Lee, overwhelmed by heat and magical stimulation from incense. Completely disoriented, Rosetta demands attention, while Yuji is horrified by the bizarre, compromising setup. Rosa sits restrained, overwhelmed by strange urges. The others watch nervously, unsure what triggered this. Leah grins confidently, whispering a plan. She insists their lord must now handle Rosa directly. Leah urges a kiss to calm Rosa. He hesitates, but she promises to take responsibility. Trusting Leah's judgment, he approaches Rosa. Her blindfolded posture shows no resistance, only quiet anticipation. Rosa suddenly pulls him into a deep kiss. Her force surprises him, nearly lifting him. Still dazed, Rosa passionately kisses him again, repeatedly thanking him with unrestrained emotional intensity. The heated kiss continues. A strange aroma nearby seems to be intensifying Rosa's physical response. Another figure approaches silently, watching the scene unfold. The timing suggests something critical is coming. In a swift motion, Rosa's blindfold is removed, shocking both of them with sudden clarity. With faces frozen in disbelief, they both realize what they've been doing while fully conscious. Rosa lashes out, emotionally confused and hurt. Leah reassures her the plan served a purpose. Leah declares independence, insisting Rosa must now stand on her own to support their lord. The protagonist reflects silently. He realizes Leah's bold actions came from loyalty, not pure manipulation. Leah confronts Rosa directly, claiming her affections lie with him. Rosa breaks down, overwhelmed and tearful. Rosa panics, then convinces herself it's a test of loyalty from her beloved sister. Leah suggests one final kiss, but doubts begin to rise about its actual effectiveness. The protagonist declines further pressure, believing Rosetta deserves the freedom to choose her own path. Rosetta silently listens, surprised by his gentle words defending her autonomy and emotional independence. Though the plan succeeded, he regrets their methods. Everyone quietly acknowledges Rosetta's pain and sincerity. Suddenly, a hooded figure addresses Yuji directly, requesting his attention for an unknown reason. Rosetta kisses Yuji on the cheek, blushes deeply, and asks him to call her Rose. She downplays her feelings, yet gently admits closeness, wanting to be addressed more intimately by him. Rose explains her distrust of men, yet considers Yuji an unusual exception to her belief. Despite the awkward ordeal, Rose feels satisfied. Her perspective has shifted, and she smiles warmly. Suddenly, Rose suggests forming a trio. She proposes shared affection will bring everyone even greater happiness. Yuji encourages harmony. Rose hugs Lee and Leah reluctantly agrees, still calculating practical benefits. Rose boldly proposes more kissing. Yuji hesitates, but her confidence leaves him speechless and nervous. Leah protests Rose's advantage. Rose teases her and proposes kissing him together to settle things. Together, the girls reassure Yuji. Both declare themselves his partners and promise to please him equally. Later, under starlight, Yuji reflects happily. Their teamwork impressed him more than he ever expected. Yuji woke up recalling last night's unexpected event, unsure how to process the experience calmly. Rose entered, announcing her return to the royal capital, surprising Yuji, who was already awake. Rose questioned Yuji's interest in Leah, while Lime admitted mixed feelings about their upcoming separation. Moved by Yuji's sincerity, Rose agreed to share Leah's story, trusting him with the truth. 5 years ago, at the Auvergne estate, someone expressed disappointment that still echoes into today. At 12 years old, Rosetta effortlessly defeated an A-rank adventurer. Shocking the surrounding onlookers, the adventurer insulted her status and dismissed the fight, but Rosetta calmly accepted his arrogance. In retaliation, the adventurer launched a fire-based magic attack. Furious at being humiliated by a child, Rosetta responded with her own spell, Window Edge, countering his magic with precise, practiced control. Her overwhelming power launched him back, and he finally realized her magical ability far surpassed expectations. Rosetta dismissed the defeated adventurer. Her maid informed her of an arranged meeting that afternoon. Unlike other noble girls, Rosetta trained in sword and magic while avoiding typical tea gatherings. She confirmed no interest in men, calling them violent. Her defiance extended even toward her father. 2 years passed. Known as Mad Dog Rosetta, she rejected every marriage proposal without hesitation. Defying expectations, Rosetta joined the royal capital's knights, causing unease among peers and her family. Rosetta stood firm in her choice, rejecting noble opinions, determined to follow her own path. Smiling with confidence, she declared freedom from noble life, a role she'd always despised in silence. To escape forced diplomacy and submission, Rosetta embraced swordsmanship and rejected a life of servitude. Challenged by a smug knight, Rosetta stared him down, unfazed, ready to prove her strength. With one strike, she demonstrated her superiority, reveling in the freedom that sword mastery granted her. Rosetta's infamous nickname spread among the knights, but one encounter would change everything for her. She discovered Leah, her older sister, training seriously someone she secretly admired since childhood. Leah recognized Rosetta, addressing her noble origin. Their shared past hinted at unspoken connections. Leah officially assigned Rosetta to her unit under the captain's orders, beginning a new chapter. Rosetta bluntly refused to take orders from those she viewed as inferior, including Leah herself. Leah challenged Rosetta to attack her seriously for 5 minutes, offering an unexpected training opportunity. Leah raised the stakes, declaring she wouldn't use weapons, surprising Rosetta with overwhelming confidence. Leah explained her reason: she wanted to properly mentor Rosetta despite the younger girl's reluctance. Rosetta charged, fueled by frustration and prejudice, determined to overwhelm Leah through brute sword strength. Leah effortlessly dodged, countering with precise movement, instantly shifting the tone of their duel entirely. Rosetta realized Leah's strength vastly outclassed her, both in skill and sheer combat awareness. Collapsing in defeat, Rosetta accepted Leah's power. Still, she felt oddly at peace with herself. Leah took command of Rosetta's training, secretly excited to mold a passionate and capable subordinate. Looking back, Rose exaggerated their bond, claiming love while Leah quickly denied the embellished retelling. Everyone now understood Rose's strength and devotion stemmed from Leah's influence during their formative time together. Rose trained diligently under Leah's guidance and quickly earned the rank of vice-captain with pride. Leah grew overwhelmed by Rose's affection, wondering how their bond had evolved so chaotically fast. Kazumi quietly sneaks into the storage room, hoping no one notices his strange experiment inside. Nervously approaching the barrels, he checks the soybeans he prepared the previous day for fermentation. To his disappointment, the soybeans show no change. His fermentation attempt has completely failed overnight. Frustrated and confused, Kazumi is caught by a curious girl who demands an explanation for everything. She realizes his plan was soy sauce. Kazumi panics, embarrassed his secret project was discovered. She explains yeast is essential for fermentation, detailing how it's mixed with beans and wheat. Kazumi reflects on his failure, revealing he wanted to surprise Leah with soy sauce. She proposes exploring ancient ruins, suggesting forgotten methods or items might help complete the recipe. She mentions a hidden gourmet area containing advanced cookware that can automate complex condiment creation. Kazumi considers unlocking the gourmet area to improve their hideout's meals beyond the hot springs. Encouraged by his goal, Kazumi joins the others to explore the mysterious ancient ruins below. Leah's cheerful reaction motivates him, though Kazumi remains nervous about encountering dangerous golems again. Leah suggests recruiting golems for defense, prompting agreement from everyone as they descend deeper with optimism. Reaching the second floor, the group prepares to investigate the rumored gourmet facilities and resources. Kazumi is stunned by the vast hidden landscape, realizing the potential of what lies ahead. They explore the vast second floor, now transformed into a peaceful open landscape with ruins. Leah explains the ruins grow larger deeper down, confirming they're now in the gourmet area. Kazumi feels reassured with allies nearby, though warned deeper levels contain stronger, combat-capable golems. She informs Kazumi that golems can't cross floors, apologizing before heading back to the surface. Kazumi feels disappointed but motivated, as Leah encourages him to push forward without their golem companion. Kazumi and Leah stroll peacefully, admiring the calm scenery and noticing strange fruit hanging nearby. They examine the fallen fruit, learning it's edible. Leah slices it confidently with a knife. Kazumi tastes the fruit, surprised by its flavor. He offers it to Leah with enthusiasm. She accepts the offer and eats, making Kazumi recall how shy she once was. Despite acting normal, Leah blushes and admits sharing food like this still makes her embarrassed. Kazumi realizes Leah cherishes the moment too, making him feel flustered yet strangely content inside. They sit together peacefully, smiling, as Kazumi reflects on how happy he feels beside her. Embarrassed by her question, Kazumi blushes. Suddenly, multiple girls nearby start reacting with visible tension. Before they can react further, a group of giant crabs suddenly emerges, threatening the calm. Kazumi and Leah brace themselves for danger, realizing there's no time left for joking around. A sudden swarm of giant crabs surrounded them, forcing her to pull him away urgently. She realized the crabs were drawn by scattered monkey fruit and shielded her master instinctively. Launching her magic attack, she incinerated dozens, but the crabs returned stronger and more aggressive. One crab emerged unscathed, snapping its claw menacingly, clearly more powerful than the rest. Before she could react, the lead crab struck her side with crushing force, catching her off guard. The crabs ignored him and targeted Leah alone, leaving her frantically dodging their attacks. Realizing magic failed, he grabbed a nearby rock and attacked the crab with raw force. The crab screamed in pain as his stone assault began to work, stunning the others. Exhausted and injured, the remaining crabs slowly backed off, overwhelmed by his unorthodox counterattack. With the crabs defeated, Leah tearfully thanked him, launching into an unexpected and intense hug. After the intense hug, her chest pressed awkwardly close, catching him completely off guard. He confirmed Leah was unharmed. Grateful, he quietly celebrated the unexpected reward from their struggle. Though her clothes were damaged, Leah refused to retreat, determined to continue the expedition immediately. As they advanced, a large mechanical figure silently observed them from above the nearby ruins. The golem activated its defenses, declared them intruders, and initiated battle mode without any warning. They watched the golem's eye detach and hover, signaling the start of its battle mode. The floating eye extended tendrils, launched an attack, and splashed violently into nearby water sources. The golem's true form emerged, an enormous floating creature declaring their extermination as its mission. Leah prepared to fight, but the creature's tentacles suddenly lashed toward them without hesitation. Caught by surprise, Leah was restrained mid-air as the tentacles wrapped tightly around her body. Desperate to save Leah, he charged forward and yelled for the monster to release her. With no other choice, he punched the tentacle, trying to force it to release. Despite the blow, the creature remained unharmed, continuing to hold Leah high in the air. While sprinting, he remembered ancient golems had a control system, something vital might still exist nearby. Spotting a strange panel, he recognized it instantly, the emergency stop button engraved with stop. Yelling with determination, he launched a full-force kick directly toward the golem's emergency stop button. His strike connected perfectly, smashing into the control panel and sending out a shock wave. The resulting explosion ripped through the area, creating a crater and stunning everyone watching nearby. As the golem floated down peacefully, two strange girls above began trembling uncontrollably in response. He smiled, relieved, as the golem announced shutdown, transforming peacefully and halting all further attack protocols. As Leah clung to him, another figure began to stir and slowly opened her eyes. The girl saluted cheerfully, thanking them for awakening her, revealing herself as a golem in disguise. Futaba, the cheerful golem guardian of the second floor, introduces herself wearing festive Chinese clothing. She proudly asks the group if they recognize her outfit. They confirm it's a Chinese dress. Futaba explains Kathy-sama, the previous master, gifted Golem's global outfits during her long vacation travels. The protagonist asks about soy sauce production. Futaba excitedly confirms and offers detailed knowledge about it. Futaba points to a nearby facility, ready to guide him through the soy sauce making process. Futaba leads them into a hidden facility while the hero dreams of introducing salt flavor. They discover an advanced production area hidden within ancient ruins, surprising everyone with its preserved machinery. Futaba reveals the facility manufactures magical clone crabs, shocking the hero and his curious companions. The clone crabs protect the floor, use magic, and can be endlessly reproduced when defeated. Futaba shows soy sauce machines, explaining the ruins manufacture food and unexpected tech beyond typical ruins. They find an old PC. Futaba admits she doesn't fully understand its proper operation. Electricity is activated. Futaba recalls Kathy used the machine here to create soy sauce frequently. Upon startup, the PC displays icons for condiments, surprising the elf with its strange interface. The hero selects soy sauce. The machine confirms ingredient use, and the process begins automatically. Everyone watches as the machine whirs and delivers freshly made soy sauce, impressing and amazing them. The hero confirms with joy that the liquid produced is undeniably authentic soy sauce. Despite ancient ingredients, the flavor matches perfectly. The others are amazed at his effortless operation. Futaba and the elf praise his skills, admitting they couldn't understand the machine themselves. With encouragement from everyone, he decides to experiment with more recipes using gathered food materials. The facility produces multiple condiments: soy sauce, ponzu, miso, ketchup, mayonnaise, reviving ancient flavors from long ago. He regrets failing to make Worcestershire sauce, but promises to try again next time. Leah thanks him warmly and vows to cook dinner with extra care and effort. Curious, he experiments further and successfully creates monkey fruit candy using the facility's recipe system. Tasting the candy, he's inspired to craft many flavors as gifts for the group. The group joyfully celebrates conquering the second floor with drinks, food, and loud, heartfelt cheers. While enjoying food, he suggests inviting more friends next time to use the party room. After eating crab, he senses a surge of magic power flowing warmly through his body. As the others enjoy soy sauce, Kazumi reflects humorously on her body's unusual demand. Leah loves the smooth, mellow taste. He explains he prioritized soy sauce over ponzu. Futaba confirms Leah made the entire meal, encouraging everyone to eat as much as possible. Futaba proudly declares her talent for cleaning tables, though the hero finds it unimpressive. Futaba wishes she could cook like Kathy-sama. Meanwhile, others praise the delicious crab dishes. As night falls, they celebrate joyfully, knowing they can endlessly enjoy crab thanks to Futaba. Suddenly, in the forest's shadows, an unnoticed vampire begins approaching, cloaked in mystery and silence. A mysterious vampire girl wanders into a forest, confused by her unfamiliar surroundings. She senses something unnatural, no sounds, no movement, raising suspicion. Something powerful resides nearby. Recalling monsters' fear of strong foes, she deduces a human must be terrifyingly strong. She spots a boy and girl in a clearing, immediately hiding and observing cautiously. The girl's overwhelming magical presence shocks her. The boy, surprisingly, appears to be completely normal. Realizing the girl's power is genuine, the vampire becomes excited and prepares to attack immediately. She descends mid-air, aiming to strike, but the girl is too busy drinking water. Instead of attacking the girl, she changes targets, lunging straight toward the confused human boy. Caught off guard, the boy is suddenly grabbed as the vampire clings tightly to his back. Stunned by his normal aura, she questions his identity, sensing something unusual despite his appearance. The vampire prepares to attack the boy, determined to eliminate anyone obstructing her goal. Without hesitation, she swings her enchanted blade at the boy, shouting her deadly intent aloud. Her blade suddenly shatters, leaving her shocked. The boy stands unharmed, confused but unbothered. The boy jokes about the broken blade, while she silently panics over its supposed origin. Frustrated by failure, she calms herself. The boy asks her name, sensing she's not malicious. The boy introduces himself as Yuji Amazaki. She realizes his immense power masked itself naturally. Before he can respond further, she jumps away, leaving him surprised and trying to stop her. She formally introduces herself as Kanan, insisting he remember her name before disappearing into the trees. As she vanishes, Yuji senses their meeting isn't over and expects a future encounter soon. Left puzzled, Yuji wonders who she was, still unable to grasp Kanan's true intentions. Yuji walks away, unaware Kanan hides nearby, silently watching him and suppressing conflicted emotions. Kanan returns to her quiet base, standing before a dark cave and recalling past events. Memories surface of a time she was named Kanan, her identity forged by others' words. A mysterious figure once approached her, admiring her strength while she sat alone and wounded. He offered her purpose to assist their plans, intending to use her strength as a disposable tool. In the past, she was manipulated into joining a group that preached superiority over others. Now, isolated and uncertain, Kanan reflects on how deeply alone she's always felt inside. Driven by frustration and fear, she plans to strike the girl while she's defenseless. Unexpectedly, the girl confronts Kanan, already awake and fiercely prepared to fight without hesitation. The battle begins. The girl releases power, shocking Kanan with her speed and magical force. The girl lunges forward, launching a powerful punch. Kanan barely blocks it in time. Reeling from the blow, Kanan realizes her opponent's strength far exceeds her earlier expectations. Before she recovers, dozens of slimes surge toward her in a surprise coordinated group attack. A scream echoes from the cave entrance, overwhelmed by the chaotic onslaught flooding the battlefield. While sleeping, the elf girl mumbles suggestive words. The boy remains unaware, peacefully resting beside her. The boy wakes up confused, finds slime on his shirt, and panics as both scream loudly. They follow the slime trail to Lime, who stands shocked and trembling near a strange cave. Lime, covered in slime and stripped of clothing, stares coldly and tells them to kill her. The elf warns him away. The boy realizes this girl's suffering is deeper than it appears. The group identifies the girl as a vampire assassin, likely sent to kill their master. The boy questions her identity. She remains quiet, leaving everyone uncertain about her true intent. She requests death again, while the elf explains assassins never reveal clients even under threat or pleading. Ashamed from defeat and capture, she sees no value in surviving, emotionally broken by humiliation. The boy suddenly runs off, telling them to wait, while she quietly watches him disappear up the path. The boy gently returns and offers candy to the girl, surprising her with unexpected kindness. He explains it's sweet and symbolic. Others criticize him for being overly lenient with enemies. Later, the girl quietly walks through the forest, reflecting on her defeat and humiliation alone. She stops, holding the candy again. Though bitter about everything, something small softens her thoughts. As sunlight shines, she stares at the candy, her expression warming as emotions quietly begin shifting. She tastes the candy at last, eyes widen, her expression softens. Overwhelmed by unfamiliar sweetness, joyfully running through the forest, she's stopped by Grace, a cloaked figure concerned about her. Grace questions her progress. She confirms the target's location, but remains vague and avoids deeper explanations. He sees through her evasion, criticizing her for acting outside their plan and losing discipline. Grace reveals he had her followed. Pressured, she's silent when asked about the human's strength. She admits the human was strong. Grace worries she's crucial to their anti-human strategic plans. Grace suddenly declares she's useless, ordering her away. Shocked, she panics at his harsh rejection. Memories resurface, she recalls being feared and hated. Her strength once marked her as a threat. Grace offers reassurance. If she lacks power, she can still match humans through artificial means. He explains the medicine uses human relics. Though unstable, one pill grants equivalent power temporarily, without risks. He tempts her with power, threatening isolation again. She freezes, conflicted between fear and loneliness. Her emotions explode, tears and rage, overwhelmed by pressure, memories, and her inability to control the situation. Grace smiles coldly, declaring her usefulness is ending. Kanon's role will conclude with one final act. Elsewhere, the elf girl dreams flirtatiously, mistaking her pillow for the boy while sleeping beside him. Suddenly startled awake, she finds herself tightly hugging him, confused by the unexpected sleeping position. Startled by loud noise, they wake. The elf takes charge, urging investigation despite uncertainty. They sprint through the halls. The boy worries Kanon might be returning to assassinate him. Before answers come, a wild man attacks. The elf is struck down, protecting the boy. A man gains monstrous strength, shocking the group as the enemy threat rapidly approaches underground. The group encounters their former master, Cybern, who reappears mysteriously, alarming the elf girl. Cybern explains the enemy breached barriers. Lime's team is under attack and urgently needs backup. Futaba's group resists invasion deeper below. Though outnumbered, they hold due to superior combat skill. Kazumi and the elf girl prepare to fight. The master rushes to reinforce the second floor. The elf girl fires a powerful magic attack, aiming directly at the approaching brute enemy. Her fiery magic hits the target dead on, exploding on impact and halting the enemy advance. After the battle, a small horned girl appears, mysteriously approaching the male protagonist in silence. Before anyone reacts, the girl suddenly stabs the protagonist, smiling as the others cry out, shocked. Wounded and shocked, he collapses to the floor while his allies rush to his side. Though injured, the protagonist insists he's fine and sends Rhea to assist their wounded allies. He hides his pain, worried about Rhea, while the enemy fiercely slams her into the ground. The horned girl's weapon is revealed, a magic sword called Bloody Rain, capable of cutting anything. A robed man named Grace appears, intrigued by human strength and claiming demon tribe origins. Grace confirms giving relics to Cybern and Dex, revealing demon-made tools have serious design flaws. Grace admits giving relics to Dex and Cybern as part of a dangerous experimentation plan. The protagonist questions their cruelty while Kanon prepares to fight again, grinning with twisted enthusiasm. Kanon suddenly attacks, narrowly missing him, declaring herself as his next opponent without hesitation. Grace warns Kanon not to kill him. The protagonist realizes how close he came to death. Kanon threatens to strike fatally next time, leaping forward again while chaos erupts around them. The protagonist realizes Kanon's speed increased unnaturally and suspects the demon tribe's involvement in enhancing her. Despite warnings, Kanon accepts the medicine's power, ignoring the risks of being used as bait. Kanon declares she must defeat him to receive more medicine, leaving allies in growing despair. Rhea explains Kanon's actions result from relic corruption, while he refuses to accept that truth yet. He clings to hope, refusing to believe Kanon has fallen, desperate to protect her from darkness. The protagonist offers candy as a memory trigger, hoping to bring Kanon back to herself. Kanon rejects the gesture, wounds him and mocks his optimism, candy dropping between them unnoticed. Bleeding and dizzy, he learns Kanon is fully controlled by Grace, who gloats confidently nearby. Desperate, he prepares a final plan while Grace commands Kanon to strike without hesitation again. Sealing her sword, he enhances his hands with magic, ready to resist her next attack. As a vampire, Kanon instinctively bites him only if she subconsciously recognizes him as important. Kanon halts mid-attack, trembling. Grace yells angrily while the protagonist gently places his hand on her. Tears flowing, Kanon rejects her orders. Her weapon drops, and her heart finally breaks free. Kanon's mind clears. The relic's power fades. The protagonist prepares to strike Grace without hesitation. He launches a powerful kick, shattering Grace's stance and ending the control over Kanon completely. Grace's mask shatters from the protagonist's strike, revealing his shocked face beneath the fragments. The group regathers, celebrating victory, but Rhea senses something strange radiating from Grace's injured body. Grace reveals the truth: his magic resembles the protagonist's. The shocking conclusion: Grace is actually human. Yuta discovers another human in the dungeon. The cloaked man admits a grave misjudgment. The man reveals Yuta sensed his magic, confirming exceptional talent expected from the human race. Yuta questions if the man, like him, was summoned. Ancient humans were thought extinct. The man promises to repay Yuta's help, then activates magic and prepares to vanish. Yuta and the elf rush forward, but it's too late. The man has already disappeared. A large airship lands near the cliff as the group prepares for their next mission. Grace volunteers to confront Cyburn's group. Yuta hands her a strange jar containing leftover bathwater. The curse is sealed successfully. Despite hesitations, Grace allows the enemy soldiers to receive healing. Yuta realizes Grace now knows his identity and location. Remaining hidden will no longer be possible. Days later, repairs are completed. A girl finishes eating, then suddenly calls out to Yuji. Now living safely with them, Kanon enjoys her first meal and becomes obsessed with ketchup. Kanon finishes the entire bottle and asks for more, clearly addicted to the new taste. Yuta reveals he reproduced more ketchup somehow. Kanon joyfully receives an entire bottle for herself. While everyone eats together, Yuta praises lime. Kanon continues eating ketchup-covered food with great enthusiasm. Rhea argues over the ketchup. Kanon claims ownership, prompting Rhea to plead for Yuta's help. Yuta warns Kanon about overeating ketchup. She learns the term ketchup lover and feels proud. Determined, Kanon declares herself a proud ketchup lover, embracing the title with absolute confidence. After dinner, the girls clean up. Rhea clings to Yuta, calling him master affectionately. Rhea expresses deep affection for Yuta. Kanon watches the moment silently, her expression growing annoyed. Rhea claims her turn for daily affection. Kanon demands equal treatment and joins the kissing routine. Kanon suddenly jumps onto Yuta, demanding attention. Rhea watches with rising frustration and disbelief. Rhea reminds Kanon it's her scheduled turn. Kanon freezes, surprised and slightly flustered by it. Kanon proudly pushes herself on Yuta, mocking Rhea and declaring confidence in her flat chest. Kanon questions Yuta's opinion. Rhea reflects that flat chests are popular in this world anyway. Rhea mocks Kanon's figure, flaunting her own Kanon snaps, escalating their competition over Yuta's attention. Yuta is trapped between the girls. Kanon insists he secretly prefers the larger chest faction. The girls argue over Yuta's preference. Kanon insists men prefer smaller chests. Rhea fiercely disagrees. Yuta questions if uniting the two was a mistake. Kanon processes her emotions in silence. Meanwhile, two forest dwellers search for resources but find nothing usable in the surrounding area. They blame Yuta's group, unable to approach due to overwhelming magical pressure and territorial disruption. The goblins encounter the intimidating wolf tribe in the forest and panic at their presence. They rush to report the wolf tribe's appearance to their leader, Master Oral. Inside the cavern, Master Oral receives the news while sitting beside a large mysterious slime. Oral and the wolf chieftain simultaneously feel hunger, unaware they're thinking the exact same thing. The group gathers to discuss defense plans after sensing vulnerabilities in their current hideout security. Realizing their lack of manpower, the elf explains they'd be helpless against a stronger enemy. They decide to recruit allies and name their forces Human Army, embarrassing the reluctant protagonist. Despite concerns about the name, the protagonist agrees, while others begin offering help without hesitation. Feeling useless, the protagonist reflects on only managing food and bathing, questioning his role's value. Yuji reflects on his daily routine and realizes he contributes very little to their cause. Panicking internally, Yuji masks his doubts, as the others entrust the base to his care. Now alone, Yuji decides to train, and gradually accept his support role more seriously. He meditates, jogs, and practices magic while bonding quietly with the slime and other residents. The girls return triumphantly, announcing they've recruited soldiers, while Yuji kneels, overwhelmed by their dedication. Two tribal representatives arrive, Orly and Yan, brought by the others to join the human army. They introduce themselves as leaders of the goblin and wolf tribes, observing Yuji closely in silence. Despite pledging loyalty, their intimidating presence makes Yuji question their sincerity and actual motivations. The newcomers express disappointment, finding Yuji underwhelming compared to their expectations of legendary human power. Ria is confused and apologetic, unsure why her long praises didn't earn their genuine loyalty. Ria considers eliminating the disrespectful tribes, but Yuji intervenes to calmly resolve the misunderstanding. Orle clarifies his admiration was meant for Kanon's strength, not Yuji's unclear authority. Yan joins in, rejecting Yuji's leadership, claiming loyalty lies only with Kanon's overwhelming power. Yuji borrows a sealing ring, proposing a demonstration of human magic to earn their respect. Confident in their superiority, the two tribes scoff, doubting Yuji could surpass even Ria's abilities. Yuji unleashes a massive fire spell, stunning everyone with its destructive power and overwhelming heat. The tribes question whether Yuji's ring enhances his power, doubting the source of his strength. Orl challenges Yuji to prove himself by casting magic without using the magic-suppressing ring. Yuji panics internally, removing the ring might destroy the forest and expose his non-human origins. They misinterpret everything, assuming Ria's ring uses rare jewels, completely misunderstanding Yuji's actual magic level. Yuji learns magic jewels are extremely powerful crystals, often used inside high-level magical equipment. Orle offers the Goblin tribe's legendary jewel to Ria, leaving everyone speechless with surprise. Jealous, Yan steals another jewel, claiming it as his own and demanding equal recognition. An argument erupts, both tribes accuse each other of stealing the jewel across multiple generations. Kanon scolds Yan for embarrassing behavior, prompting him to offer the jewel humbly in apology. Tension rises as Kanon and Ria argue over the gem's rightful recipient and worthiness. Yuji requests the jewel, hoping to resolve the fight and gain their full trust. He accidentally sneezes while holding it, shattering the legendary gem in front of everyone. Shocked by his strength, they assume he's from a mythical human lineage and grow respectful. Yan humbly begs to join the human army, believing Yuji's power settles the tribal feud. Both tribes eagerly swear loyalty, praising Yuji as a true human and joining his cause. Though accepted as leader, Yuji quietly doubts their reliability while the tribes salute with enthusiasm. The group discusses growing tensions and agrees to seek an alliance with the village Maku. They learn Maku is small but strategic, near monsters and adventurers worth investigating for diplomacy. The team arrives in Maku village, surprised by its quiet streets and tense atmosphere. Sensing something unusual, Ria explores the area and is suddenly summoned by a cloaked figure. The cloaked man greets Ria warmly. He's her teacher, hinting events are about to unfold. Ria apologizes for recent problems and introduces her master, though no one else sees her. To everyone's shock, the village chief appears, Rachel, a serious-looking black cat with commanding presence. Rachel once taught Ria magic. The group reacts in disbelief as the cat calmly nods. They visit Rachel's home, finding it sparsely furnished, clearly tailored for feline comfort over human needs. Rachel justifies the odd interior, casually reminding them she's a cat. While playing with toys, the protagonist is surprised Rachel knows he's human. She sensed his uniqueness from first glance. Rachel was once a legendary knight captain, renowned even more than her current sage reputation. She boasts of her past beauty, lamenting she can't show her human form anymore. He asks why she looks like a cat. Rachel vaguely avoids answering, making Ria pout. Rachel gives a cryptic excuse, brushing it off. The protagonist suspects a deeper hidden reason. While Rachel enjoys milk, talk shifts to the alliance. The human wonders about deeper implications. Rachel explains agreeing means defying the Empire, a serious decision she cannot make alone. She acknowledges the alliance risk, noting it would turn the entire world against their village. Despite the danger, Rachel agrees on conditions, especially those concerning the human, her disciple's companion. Suspicion rises about Maku's state. The group questions why an adventurer village feels so empty. Rachel reveals sightings of a terrifying beast, the evil dragon, by an adventurer who barely escaped. Traces of the dragon in nearby forests scared adventurers away, draining the village's lifeline. They ask why no knights were dispatched. Rachel explains the Imperial Knights refused to intervene, The knights are overwhelmed fighting undead elsewhere, leaving Maku vulnerable with no hope of reinforcements. They accept Maku won't get help. Flashback shows them hunting, where they injured a wild boar. His healing magic revives the injured boar instantly, something Ria's magic couldn't accomplish alone. They're amazed by the success, but it accidentally triggers a swarm of undead to rise. Back home they realize his magic awakened buried corpses, causing the recent undead outbreak unintentionally. Rachel imposes one condition: defeat the dragon, or the village will surely fall to ruin. They accept the mission eagerly. Rachel sends them to a tavern for dragon-related information. They arrive at the tavern, observing the quiet atmosphere and adventurers scattered around drinking silently. The protagonist is amazed by the tavern's variety: beasts, knights, and rogues casually sharing drinks. They agree to split up and gather intel, hoping someone knows about the evil dragon. A confident woman silently observes them, hinting she may become part of their next mission. They entered the tavern seeking rumors, hoping to uncover clues about the elusive evil dragon. Approaching an old adventurer, the protagonist politely asked if he knew anything about the dragon. Upon hearing the dragon's name, the man reacted with shock, spitting his drink in disbelief. Each adventurer refused to talk, dismissing the protagonist harshly or avoiding the topic entirely. Frustrated, they realized the evil dragon had become taboo, its name feared among adventurers. Discouraged, they decided to explore the eastern forest, accepting they'd find no answers here. Suddenly, a confident woman appeared, asking if they were pursuing the evil dragon's defeat. Suspicious but intrigued, the protagonist questioned the group's identity while recovering from initial surprise. The woman introduced herself as Nero and pointed to the tall man, Molzov. She continued, introducing Daytona and the stoic Zoil, stating they were B-rank adventurers from Maku. The protagonist learned B rank was highly skilled, placing them near the top of adventurer rankings. Nero invited them to join the evil dragon hunt and asked about their motivation. Nero explained their entire group came from Maku village and felt obligated to protect it. Inspired by their cause, the protagonist agreed, moved by their loyalty to their home village. Zoil angrily opposed the alliance, doubting the newcomers and refusing to trust their unknown background. Daytona questioned their resolve. The protagonist hesitated, feeling responsible for the lack of official support. Molzov challenged their knowledge of the dragon, surprised they were recommended by the great sage. Nero praised their supposed connection to Rachel, assuming it confirmed their strength and reliability. Nero asked about their skills. The protagonist panicked, unsure how to explain without revealing everything. Lilia confidently introduced herself, claiming skill in recovery magic, while hiding her true identity and intent. Lilia explained her capabilities. Nero praised her healing magic, unaware of her hidden strength and background. Zoil criticized Lilia's confidence, warning that overconfident fighters often become burdens in real combat situations. Zoil targeted the protagonist directly, mocking his appearance and doubting his connection to the great sage. He claimed to judge sword skill by hand shape, belittling the protagonist's strength and potential. Lilia struck Zoil down instantly, furious and protective, silencing his insults with overwhelming magical force. Nero panicked after Zoil collapsed. Lilia simply asked for gratitude in return for restraint. Lilia revealed her gravity magic, claiming it helped Zoil bow and apologize more easily. Daytona realized gravity magic was rare, known only to legendary figures like Rachel and Empress Sarah. Zoil admitted defeat. Others accepted Lilia, while the protagonist was asked to reveal his abilities. Ria interrupted, claiming the protagonist had no special skills but insisting she would explain everything. Ria declared the protagonist an all-rounder with flawless stats, surprising everyone including the man himself. She exaggerated his abilities, calling him peerless in magic and combat. While he panicked internally, Nero believed her immediately, thinking no one would lie so boldly unless it were true. Ria kept praising him, raising expectations. The team cheered while he quietly despaired over the pressure. The group enters the evil dragon's forest. Everyone stays alert, knowing danger could strike any time. A magical beast ambushes them from the bushes. One member reacts quickly to the threat. An arrow pierces the beast's eye. Another prepares to counterattack before more creatures appear nearby. He charges forward, cutting through the nearest beast with strong, fast sword strikes to defend allies. Another beast closes in, but the masked warrior eliminates it instantly, saving the distracted swordsman's life. Molzov rescues Zoil from danger. Lilia steps in confidently, preparing to counterattack with destructive magic. Lilia defeats multiple beasts effortlessly. Others watch in awe, surprised by her unexpected combat strength and speed. She humbly downplays her actions, praising her master, whose real power could end battles instantly. Nero eyes the master suspiciously. Meanwhile, others praise Lilia's power, joking they don't need anyone else. The boy quietly reassures his master, recognizing his hidden power even if others remain unaware of it. She praises his ability to hide strength, but her words unintentionally draw unwanted attention. Suddenly, a terrifying roar echoes. Everyone turns and spots the evil dragon looming beyond the cliff. The dragon appears, roaring with overwhelming pressure. Its size and power instantly silence the entire group. A foul stench spreads as the dragon breathes. The group recoils, overwhelmed by its disgusting smell. Two party members collapse from the odor's intensity. The dragon's presence causes more panic than expected. The group collapses under magical pressure. The boy panics while others explain the dragon's energy surge. Despite their strength, the dragon's magic overwhelms them. It dominates the battlefield with relentless aerial presence. One elf launches a powerful spell. Burning projectiles strike the dragon, causing brief surprise and hesitation. The dragon retreats mid-air after impact. The attack lands hard, shaking the area with fiery force. She shields allies with ice magic and carries them, apologizing while continuing to protect the group. They discover the dragon is undead, revived by a demonic relic fueling its unnatural power. Rhea explains the solution: good energy can counteract evil. He decides on a bold method. Despite Rhea's warning, he refuses retreat. The dragon closes in while spells continue bombarding the field. The others fall back, unsure what to do. He charges forward, desperate to try something unexpected. Rhea uses gravity magic to pin the dragon, giving him an opening to act directly. He uses healing magic to purify the undead dragon, disrupting the relic's corrupted energy inside. The dragon collapses. He's relieved by victory, while Rhea confirms it's the result she expected. They return safely. Gratitude is shared, with thanks given to Nero for aiding their mission. Talks with Nero strengthen the alliance. Suspicion toward the capital sparks new concerns for everyone involved. The cat-like teacher, Rachel, hides great power and mystery. The group wonders about her true identity. He hesitates to ask about Rachel. The cat unexpectedly offers to reveal her true form. A mysterious girl suddenly appears. She playfully invites him to stare, shocking him beyond comprehension. Embarrassed and overwhelmed, he reacts loudly. Rhea watches silently, puzzled by his sudden flustered behavior. The cat returns to normal, casually complimenting Rhea's judgment in choosing reliable men for allies. Rachel jokes about dating if younger. The others are left confused by her strange transformation. Rhea scolds Rachel for flirting with her master. Meanwhile, peace between village and army is secured. A dragon skeleton is displayed in town. Onlookers wonder if a human truly defeated such power. The girls leave for nut gathering, while Yuji stays behind to manage the supplies. Inside storage, Yuji prepares food stock for goblin and wolf tribes when someone approaches him. Milea suddenly appears, excited to see Yuji again after being away for a long time. She explains her recent absence, having worked tirelessly preparing merchandise for the upcoming village bazaar. Overwhelmed but cheerful, Milea tells Yuji she's taking a break to finally spend time together. Milea surprises Yuji with bold intentions, pressing close and suggesting they deepen their relationship immediately. While joking about preferences, Milea teases Rhea, causing both girls to compete for Yuji's attention. Milea clings tighter, making Yuji flustered. She slyly questions his reaction while maintaining an innocent face. Yuji realizes Milea's seductive strategy, panics and tries to escape, but Milea insists on finding a room. Suddenly, a furious wolf warrior interrupts, warning Milea not to touch Yuji so casually and intimately. Milea panics upon seeing the wolf warrior, mistaking him for a hostile demon beast. Yuji steps in calmly, realizing they've never met, and offers to formally introduce them. He explains Yan's role in security, detailing the wolf and goblin tribes as trusted allies. Yuji introduces Milea as a senior officer, surprising Yan with her high status and role. Yan is shaken imagining Milea's privileges, believing she's part of a rare elite inner circle. Yan protests Milea's ranking, frustrated that she outranks him despite appearing far less capable. Challenging her to a duel, Yan proposes a bet: the loser must avoid Yuji forever. Milea confidently accepts, boasting about her hidden strength and readiness to fight the arrogant wolf. Yan warns her about underestimating him, revealing his feared status as a Silver Fang warrior. Unfazed, Milea multiplies her image with high speed, catching Yan off guard at the start. Angered by Malia's tactics, Yan charges fiercely, unleashing his full strength in a reckless attack. Malia calmly braces herself, studying his movement and preparing a counter with focused determination. She retaliates with explosive strength, pummeling Yan furiously and revealing her overwhelming physical combat power. The punch blasts a hole in the wall. Yuji watches silently, stunned by Malia's strength. Malia proudly explains her growing power is fueled by her training and kisses with Yuji as motivation. Ria's blessing explains Malia's strength. Victorious, she demands a kiss from Yuji as promised reward. Yuji panics as Malia grips him tightly, surprised by the sheer strength in her arms. Malia moves in for the kiss. Yuji protests, wanting to relocate somewhere more private first. Instead, Malia pushes him down, straddling him confidently as he lies stunned on the floor. Smiling sweetly, Malia refuses to wait, determined to take her reward right there and then. Malia ignores Yuji's warnings, declaring how much she missed him, while staying firmly on top. Smiling seductively, Malia promises to drain him completely, overwhelming Yuji with her aggressive affection and power. Outside, Malia's teddy bears launch skyward, while another girl senses something strange occurring nearby. Later, the girls return to find Yan traumatized, huddled beside a cracked wall in silence. Rose bursts into the room, urgently reporting a crisis that demands immediate attention from her sister. Yuji explains his exhaustion after fighting undead, while Rose shows concern over his obvious fatigue. Confused by Rose's visit, the others ask what happened. Yuji awkwardly apologizes for the disturbance. Rose joyfully embraces her sister, overwhelmed with emotion after reuniting in the middle of chaos. They learn the Imperial Knights will attack. Yuji prepares to confront this long-feared threat directly. Rose informs them that enemy squads will arrive in 3 days near Asura Forest territory. The group confirms both Sarah and Nash are powerful, meaning a serious battle is approaching. Sarah and Nash, top-tier captains, are introduced as elite warriors with deep personal connections. Everyone agrees to stay together tonight and begin strategy planning. Rose lightens the mood cheerfully. Despite the looming threat, Rose's return triggers old habits, including a bath suggestion from her friends. Yuji excitedly agrees to organize the bath, hearing Rose's condition about seeing Ria's body. Overjoyed by the opportunity, Yuji sprints through the halls, imagining a satisfying outcome for everyone. Everyone relaxes in the large bath, appreciating the peaceful moment before the upcoming confrontation begins. Ria arrives late to the bath, calmly entering without hesitation, surprising Yuji with her presence. Yuji casually praises Ria's efforts in training, while she accepts the compliment with quiet gratitude. Rose meets Kanan for the first time, confused by the sudden introduction inside the bath. Rose overreacts, believing Yuji is untrustworthy after hearing Kanan now lives under the same roof. Yuji clarifies their unusual living situation, denying romantic ties despite Kanan's strange physical habits at night. Ria receives an unfiltered comment about her chest, prompting an awkward moment of silent tension. Ria fires back confidently, proudly defending her body while mocking Rose for having oversized breasts. Rose angrily stands, declaring Kanan's claim false, determined to correct the misunderstanding about preferences. Confidently, Rose boasts Yuji prefers large breasts, claiming he directly admitted his fondness to her. Kanan dismisses Rose's pride, labeling her faction rare and unappealing compared to her flat-chested group. Tension surges between the two girls as their rivalry over Yuji's tastes reaches a climax. They both confront Yuji, pressuring him to reveal whether he prefers large or small breasts. Yuji stresses over answering, knowing either response about breast size could hurt someone emotionally. He gives a clever answer, valuing how breasts feel, rather than just focusing on size. The girls accept his answer, impressed he avoided conflict by prioritizing emotional sensitivity over appearances. Ria escalates things by letting Yuji touch her, asking for judgment on her breast feel. Yuji panics as Ria confidently boasts, while the others glare, shocked by her provocative move. The girls escalate, now arguing about softness and flexibility, overwhelming Yuji with chaotic energy. After the clash, the day changes, marking the 3rd day before the coming confrontation. Meanwhile, Sarah prepares confidently, intrigued by the legendary human's strength and eager to face him. With only 2 days remaining, Kai reflects quietly while Ria eats cheerfully beside him. He regrets wasting time and discusses evacuation plans, suggesting the Olverni territory as a hiding place. Kanan worries but agrees. Ria insists he hides, valuing his safety over risky leadership roles. Kai feels guilty staying behind while his companions defend the base. Despite understanding their concern, Futaba explains her invention allows instant teleportation, ensuring Kai's escape without leaving the hideout behind. Futaba explains the hideout relies on Yuji's presence. Extended absence would disable its systems. They finalize the plan. Yuji stays near, using the terminal to avoid any risky exposure. Inspired by ancient tactics, Yuji plans to fake retreat and mislead enemies through strategic deception. The group inspects the lush third floor, discovering unfamiliar plants that raise concern and curiosity. Sensing danger, Kanan warns Yuji, then begins clearing a safe path through the suspicious flora. Kanan blasts forward with icicle bullet, clearing the dangerous flora threatening their exploration path. Impressed by Kanan's magic, Yuji and Ria praise her strength with genuine admiration and surprise. Yuji discovers a strange rainbow-colored mushroom, unknowingly triggering a hidden danger beneath its harmless appearance. Ria pushes Yuji aside, inhaling the mushroom's spore as it suddenly releases a mysterious cloud. Kanan reveals it's the mushroom of truth, used by demons to force confessions through gas. Kanan explains Ria will now express hidden feelings. Mushroom spores awaken deepest emotional truths. Without hesitation, Ria loudly confesses her love to Yuji, stunning everyone with her sincerity. She gushes emotionally, wanting to spend every moment caring for him with devoted affection. Ria blushes joyfully, imagining their future together, even picturing herself caring for old, fragile Yuji. Yuji reflects awkwardly, realizing Ria's love may stem from a selfless, overly devoted personality type. Under the mushroom's influence, Ria confesses intense jealousy whenever Yuji interacts with other women. Yuji reflects, realizing Ria's tolerance wasn't indifference but painful sacrifice for the human army's growth. Ria flees in embarrassment. Yuji panics, finally grasping the emotional toll his actions caused her. Kanan stops Ria from escaping, but she begs to be released, too ashamed to face Yuji. Seeing her silence, Yuji wonders if Ria now fears his rejection or disappointment after everything. Yuji suddenly eats the mushroom, shocking everyone, determined to understand Ria's feelings firsthand. The mushroom takes effect. Yuji feels feverish, realizing Ria's emotional burden and unfiltered vulnerability. Under its influence, he passionately confesses everything he loves about Ria, without hesitation or restraint. Realizing his sincerity, Yuji panics, embarrassed yet relieved as his true desires finally reach Ria. Kanan joins the chaos, sparking a wild love-measuring contest with exaggerated declarations and rivalry. Overwhelmed with emotion, Yuji hugs Ria tightly, finally understanding and returning her feelings wholeheartedly. They share a quiet moment, gazing into each other's eyes, feelings finally understood and accepted. Kanan interrupts the romantic scene with a powerful smack, refusing to let emotions derail progress. Reminding them of the approaching assault, Kanan urges focus as the party prepares to continue exploration. The group wanders the jungle for hours, searching for a hidden golem guardian ahead. Suddenly, a massive stone golem emerges through the trees, startling everyone with its sheer size. The golem detects them and initiates combat, identifying the intruders and firing beams toward the leader. Reacting quickly, the girls unleash elemental attacks, combining fire and ice to strike the golem directly. Despite damage, the golem endures. They recall Kazumi's warning, deeper guardians are stronger and human-made. As smoke clears, the damaged golem stands silently, leaving the group confused and cautious. To everyone's shock, the golem suddenly raises its hands and surrenders, requesting not to fight. The golem acknowledges defeat and, through a ritual gesture, accepts Yu as its new master. Transforming appearance, the golem introduces herself as Misuzu, guardian of the third underground terminal floor. Yu questions the outcome. Misuzu nervously apologizes, wondering if she should have resisted longer in battle. Misuzu explains her pacifist nature, unlike her sisters, and chose surrender to avoid unnecessary violence. She offers guidance through the area, revealing it enables teleportation to anywhere in the world. While talking, Misuzu accidentally trips. Yu helps her up, surprised by her clumsiness during conversation. Embarrassed but smiling, Misuzu admits she's excited to interact after being alone for a long time. They reach the terminal's control center, where Misuzu proudly introduces the powerful warp device inside. The group learns the warp machine works only for cities they've previously visited using tickets. Misuzu sets coordinates for Bearman's village, but the others hesitate, sensing possible danger or technical mishap. Yu stays optimistic, accepting a test warp as preparation before the upcoming battles ahead. They receive printed tickets, ancient technology to them. but familiar to Yu from his past world. Misuzu instructs them, the ticket allows instant return to base by thinking I want to return. To activate teleportation, Yu tries recalling the Bearman's village by visualizing Mylea's familiar face. Misuzu reports low energy output, urging Yu to focus harder and enhance his mental imagery. Trying again, Yu concentrates deeply, but the mental image becomes oddly detailed and unexpectedly lifelike. Instead of Mylea, Yu accidentally visualizes Rose, startling himself and disrupting the target image completely. Despite the chaos, the system reaches full output as Yu's vivid imagination fuels complete synchronization. With the system fully charged, Misuzu activates the warp. Everyone braces for the destination jump. Yu's body vanishes in a flash as the warp launches, catching him completely off guard. Instead of the village, Yu crashes into scorching water, screaming from the sudden heat. He realizes he pictured Rose too clearly, accidentally warping to her bath instead of Mylea's. Elsewhere, the royal capital looms large, hinting at political developments beyond the group's current mishaps. Rose panics as a shadow approaches. Yu realizes someone else is entering the bath area. Yu starts sweating he's in enemy territory, and being seen here would cause serious consequences. Rose turns to block the newcomer, while Yu hides behind her in the water. Despite hiding, Yu's face ends up pressed against Rose, escalating the situation beyond his control. Yuya's teleportation spell misfired, sending him to a bathhouse instead of Bearman territory. He crashed into the women's bath, losing his ticket and consciousness amid total confusion. The women dismissed the sound, convinced no man could sneak into the sacred bathing area. Sarah, the elven captain, discussed an imminent human subjugation plan while bathing with subordinates. She confirmed increased troop numbers, revealing enthusiasm to gain glory by defeating a single human. Yuya regained consciousness, overhearing details about Rose's undercover role in the enemy's operation. The elves' planning dragged on, unaware Rose's rising panic stemmed from Yuya hiding underwater. Rose struggled to stay composed, while Yuya silently endured nearing his physical and mental limit. Rose disguised her distress with lies, accidentally pinning Yuya beneath her during the fabricated excuse. Finally surfacing, Yuya gasped. Rose turned red, realizing too late he'd seen everything from underwater. To avoid being seen, Rose urgently pressed Yuya underwater, hiding him during Sarah's approach. Trapped beneath her, Yuya began panicking, overwhelmed by embarrassment and the worsening lack of air. Unable to endure more, Yuya burst from the water, loudly gasping and drawing attention immediately. He collapsed from exhaustion, relieved he escaped. Any longer and he might have truly passed out. As tension settled, Sarah addressed Rose with concern, hinting at deeper worries regarding tomorrow's mission. Sarah grew suspicious, realizing someone with her rank shouldn't have missed Yuya's concealed presence. Sarah confronted Yuya directly, asking questions while Rose struggled to come up with explanations. Thinking quickly, Rose claimed Yuya was her new subordinate, recently transferred under her command. Pressed for justification, Rose claimed she was training him to handle unexpected field situations efficiently. Nervous but determined, Rose framed the situation as a tactical simulation to deflect deeper suspicion. Sarah expressed curiosity about Rose's training, surprising her with unexpected approval and growing personal interest. After asking his name, Sarah studied Yuji closely, showing sharp curiosity mixed with subtle recognition. Amused by his nervousness, Sarah offered to personally supervise him as her direct subordinate. Rose objected, but Sarah insisted, claiming overlapping squad duties gave her equal authority over Yuji. Firmly asserting command, Sarah overruled Rose's protest, forcing the situation to escalate beyond anyone's expectations. Yuji and Rose reluctantly agreed to Sarah's command. Later, Yuji was summoned to her room. Sarah encouraged Yuji to relax, but her casual demeanor left him anxious and suspicious inside. Curious about his discomfort, Sarah questioned his modesty, while Yuji requested she wear more clothing. Yuji explained his unease, warning about misunderstandings. Sarah challenged his assumptions with philosophical questions about modesty. She explained how older civilizations viewed nudity differently, contrasting it with modern views on shame. Sarah asserted her strength, claiming confidence in revealing her body stemmed from mastering self-defense. She admitted unease about the coming battle and sought trustworthy allies for strategic support. Yuji asked why she picked him. Sarah hinted at sensing something hidden within his nature. She explained her intuition, believing his potential alone might shift the outcome of tomorrow's confrontation. Sarah reflected on self-worth, suggesting one's true value is better seen through others' recognition. Sarah compared strength levels metaphorically, concluding Rose had potential, but lacked the clarity she sought. She revealed deeper interest in Yuji, unable to gauge his limits, and proposed joining battle. Seeing a chance to stay close and return home, Yuji accepted, hiding his true motives. The peaceful kingdom prepares for battle as Lord Misgard's third squad announces a new member. Amasaki Yuji, a human, is awkwardly introduced to the elite all-female squad by their captain. The squad reacts with confusion and suspicion, questioning the captain's reason for choosing a man. Captain outlines their final training before launching a dangerous mission to subjugate a hostile human faction. The girls begin training with wooden swords, determined to prove strength before the real battle begins. The training intensifies as multiple girls team up, attempting to overwhelm Marvel with coordinated strikes. With precise movements, Marvel knocks down every opponent, proving her strength and speed in solo combat. Captain explains the training simulates battles against humans. Yuji's shocked seeing Marvel defeat everyone alone. Marvel's power is enhanced with magic support. Even 100 swordsmen couldn't match her current strength. Captain shifts focus to Yuji, declaring it's his turn to demonstrate his combat readiness and resolve. Yuji faces a one-on-one duel, worried his true strength might injure his opponent seriously. His opponent, furious and jealous, vows to defeat Yuji and prove his acceptance was a mistake. Yuji holds back during his attacks, but his strikes fail to make any noticeable impact. Frustrated by his weak blows, Yuji insists he's serious, while Marvel taunts him without hesitation. Realizing he's in trouble, Yuji panics as Marvel contemplates whether killing him would be a crime. The captain calmly explains training injuries aren't punished, encouraging full effort without fear of consequences. With no legal risk, the girl charges recklessly at Yuji, clearly intent on serious harm. Yuji narrowly avoids a blow, surprising the girl with unexpected reflexes and a sudden grip. She's thrown back from an unseen force. Yuji stunned at the unintended surge of defensive power. Yuji's auto-activated magic knocked her out. Everyone's shocked, while he panics, unsure what triggered the incident. Captain Nash arrives unexpectedly, questioning Sarah's decision to train right before a major operation. Nash mocks the training, laughing at the idea of fearing humans, provoking a tense reaction. Sarah warns Nash not to underestimate humans, citing their overwhelming mana reserves compared to Newman's. Another soldier interrupts with a message from Kazul. Their mission schedule is suddenly moved forward. Nash admits he also came for personal reasons, joking about his usual obsession with elves. Nash taunts Yuji, bringing up Rhea, provoking a serious reaction from Yuji's otherwise calm expression. Sarah explains Rhea's uncertain fate. While Nash dismisses her importance and mocks Yuji's emotional response, Nash makes an obscene comment about Rhea, causing Yuji to silently burn with suppressed anger. Yuji shifts focus, deciding to stay calm and prioritize survival over confronting Nash during training. As tension fades, armored footsteps approach, signaling a possible change or new arrival at the grounds. Armored knights assemble outside the castle. Final preparations are complete for the large-scale assault operation. From above, Yuji observes the army's size as Sarah confirms readiness to begin the mission. Sarah praises Rose for her efficiency, crediting her for the army's early deployment and coordination. Suddenly, Sarah informs Rose she's being excluded from the mission, leaving everyone visibly shocked and confused. The Elven commander forbids participation, shocking her subordinate who demands an explanation for the sudden decision. She claims trust is broken, believing the subordinate hides secrets and can't be relied on anymore. The subordinate panics, questioning her replacement. The elf confirms leadership requires complete unity between command ranks. To everyone's surprise, she appoints Yuji as vice captain after witnessing his performance in recent battle. She states Yuji's role is crucial, even claiming the human subjugation campaign hinges entirely on him. At their forest base, the Elven army confirms humans are hiding somewhere inside Asura Forest. 2 squads prepare a pincer search, starting from east and west, though exact location remains unknown. The search party marches into dense forest terrain, unaware of aerial threats tracking their movements silently. The squad notices an unnatural presence. The forest's mana is dense, adding tension to their advance. An aerial ambush begins. Projectiles fall from above, forcing the elves into immediate defensive formation and alert. The squad is struck by falling stones. Panic spreads as they scramble for cover and protection. The commander swiftly calls for shields, identifying the attack as a distraction tactic from goblins. Yuji realizes the stone assault masks a larger plan, an ambush coordinated by enemy leader Oral. Fearing disaster, Yuji breaks formation to intercept, aiming to prevent mutual casualties from a direct clash. Using body enhancement magic, Yuji infiltrates enemy lines, demanding Oral's location, stunning goblins with his sudden appearance. Yuji confronts Oral directly, ordering him to halt the ambush before conflict escalates any further. Oral hesitates, confused by Yuji's presence with enemies, but reluctantly agrees to delay the attack. Yuji urges safer tactics, then quickly retreats hoping to avoid suspicion and return before he's discovered missing. He rushes back toward the squad but stumbles dramatically, drawing everyone's attention to his arrival. Sarah catches him sneaking in and launches a flying kick, furious about his sudden disappearance. Yuji pretends he left for the toilet, but Sarah sees through his poor excuse immediately. The goblins begin throwing apples instead of stones, puzzling Oral, who's never seen such behavior. Sarah suspects poison or trickery, but Yuji encourages advancing peacefully so goblins won't be harmed. The squad reaches a cave entrance. Yuji cheerfully identifies it as his familiar hidden home. Sarah senses ominous mana inside. She declares the human target must be within the dark cavern. Before entering, Sarah warns Yuji to stay close, reminding everyone to be mentally prepared inside. As they advance, strange orbs emerge from the cavern, catching the entire party off guard. A massive slime appears with overwhelming mana, causing Sarah to panic and fall back instantly. Slimes overwhelm the front lines. Female soldiers are caught in chaos, uniforms dissolving from direct contact. With slimes multiplying fast, Sarah commands a powerful magic attack while urging everyone to duck down. Sarah's fire magic erupts, devastating slime forces. Yuji realizes dark elves possess demonic-level destructive power. Despite damage, slimes remain unharmed. A voice claims magic is useless. Yuji urges retreat deeper into safety. While moving through the cave, Sarah senses a presence and urgently halts Yuji before advancing further. A powerful slime girl emerges from the shadows, radiating hostility and preparing to strike them. Yuji and Sarah face a strange girl, unaware she's the powerful guardian of the hideout. Sarah identifies her as the human with overwhelming mana. Yuji watches, confused by her demeanor. Sarah activates her mana sleeve, tapping into her demonic power to confront the mysterious guardian. As the girl charges, Sarah warns her she's now drawing on uncontrollable strength from her bloodline. Sarah blocks the attack, then counters with a massive spell blast, launching a fiery retaliation. The slime girl charges again. Sarah narrowly evades, preparing to retaliate with a swift counterattack. Sarah grabs the girl mid-charge and throws her hard, stunning everyone with her overwhelming physical strength. Despite Sarah's attack, the girl recovers instantly, launching a surprise kick that knocks Sarah backward. Sarah regains composure, while Yuji reflects on Lime's strength and his own hidden connections and identity. Sarah suddenly dashes toward Lime, catching her off guard and aiming to end the fight quickly. A massive explosion engulfs the battlefield, shaking the ground and obscuring both fighters in smoke. As dust clears, Lime stands victorious. Sarah lies defeated. Yuta watches, stunned by the outcome. Suddenly Nash appears, boasting of victory. Sarah demands answers about his presence and missing troops. Nash mockingly explains her soldiers were likely killed by werewolves, deepening the shock and confusion. Angered by his grin and arrogance, Sarah charges recklessly, shouting in fury toward the traitor. Sarah rushes forward, but Nash strikes first, grinning smugly as she winces from sudden pain. She accuses Nash of corruption. He confirms nothing but plans to devour the powerful human soon. Nash uses forceful magic, launching Sarah violently into the stone wall, attempting to knock her out. Yuta appears just in time, catching Sarah mid-fall, preventing serious injury from the crushing impact. Yuta reassures her with calm words while Nash watches amused, unaware of Yuta's true capabilities. Yuta confronts Nash directly, demanding answers before revealing he's more than just Sarah's subordinate. Nash questions Yuta's power source. Yuta recalls a masked demon tribe warrior who granted him strength. Yuta confirms the demon offered power in exchange for locating a corpse from the hideout. Sarah realizes Nash's power proves Yuta's strength is abnormal, detectable only at high magical thresholds. Yuta boldly steps forward and declares himself as the true human everyone's been searching for. Nash mocks Yuta's claim, laughing hysterically and refusing to believe a human holds such strength. To challenge him, Nash uses high-speed movement and creates afterimages, testing Yuta's reaction and awareness. Yuta calmly tracks Nash's rapid movement, recognizing his speed and naming him Nash the Flash. Nash strikes with full force, but Yuta effortlessly counters, revealing complete control and precise timing. Shocked and overwhelmed, Nash kneels defeated, unable to comprehend the power Yuta just unleashed effortlessly. Nash trembles, finally accepting Yuta's identity as the true human foretold by the prophecy. Nash uses a hidden item, transforming into a monstrous beast, vowing to kill Yuta instantly. Yuta counters swiftly, launching Nash into the air with a clean, overwhelming blow to the body. With burning focus and clenched fist, Yuta prepares to end the fight with decisive force. The elf collapsed from injury, but upon tasting the strange substance, her body convulsed uncontrollably. Snapping out of the trance, she panicked. The boy calmly confirmed her wounds were fully healed. Still flustered, she admitted the taste overwhelmed her, spreading warmth through her body like magic energy. Elsewhere, allies regrouped. The boy instructed retreat while ensuring the enemy soldier Nash remained restrained nearby. Confronting him directly, the elf questioned his motives. Why help enemies with power enough to destroy? Yuji reflects on his vow to help others. Companions warmly welcome him back home. Allies arrive after the commotion. The elf hesitates, but Yuji assures her he's unharmed. Surrounded by friends, Yuji expresses his desire to live peacefully, free from fighting, alongside everyone he trusts. He offers a rematch to the elf, showing resolve while others watch the tension build. Accepting defeat, the elf admits her loss. Yuji's name leaves a lasting impression on her. Sarah warns them not to regret sparing her, implying their choice may bring consequences. Despite her threat, Sarah and her knights never returned or exposed the location of their hideout. Instead, she blamed Nash for betrayal, fabricating a story that covered for the protagonist's survival. Yuji hesitates to answer about someone important. The question shifts attention toward the distant city. In another town, the girl searches frantically for him, unaware they barely missed each other. Furious, Yuji strikes with a fierce punch, declaring vengeance for Lime and Sarah's suffering. The beast roars and charges, but Yuji stands firm, his expression cold and unshaken. Leaping back to dodge, Yuji evades the monster's attack, preparing for a powerful counterstrike. He delivers a series of blows, each one charged with anger and precise magical strength. With fire in his eyes, Yuji declares the final punch punishment for insulting Rhea. Yuji launches a powerful final blast, sending Nash crashing back with a scream of shock. The impact destroys the ground. Yuji surveys the aftermath, catching his breath beside the crater. Nash lies unconscious among the rubble. The battle is over, and Yuji declares victory. Reuniting with his slime companion, Yuji checks on it, then approaches the collapsed cave entrance. He confesses everything to Sarah, believing she won't forgive the deception he's kept hidden. Kneeling in shame, Sarah pleads for death. Yuji calmly says he's ready to respond. Yuji is stunned by her words and quickly refuses, insisting there's no need for death. She confesses her mission was assassination. Yuji counters that her chance to kill him already passed. Despite tension, Yuji says healing her comes first, though his magic isn't reliable on its own. Yuji offers his slime companion instead. To heal, she must lick it again despite embarrassment. While rebuilding the wall, Yuji helped villagers recover peacefully. Unaware, someone rushed toward him. Rhea and Kanan suddenly returned, crashing into Yuji with relief after days of separation. The girls explained they missed him after mistakenly traveling to the royal capital instead. They apologized sincerely, praising Yuji for infiltrating enemy forces and returning safely with vital information. Although Yuji credited luck, everyone admired his leadership and teamwork with his unusual yet capable companions. An unexpected visitor, Sarah, arrived confidently. Her presence shocked the group and stirred tension instantly. Kanan recognized her as dangerous. Once a demon general, Sarah's motives remained suspicious and unclear. Sarah insisted she wasn't there to fight. Yuji stayed cautious, watching the situation closely. After returning Yuji's forgotten clothes, Sarah suddenly kissed him, catching him completely off guard. Kanan and Rhea were horrified, frozen in disbelief as electricity sparked from their shocked expressions. Sarah teased Yuji for being defenseless. The others watched in disbelief, stunned by her boldness. She revealed her obsession with defeating humans, climbing onto Yuji as part of her experiment. Sarah believed exploiting human weaknesses was key. She planned to overwhelm Yuji emotionally and physically. Despite Yuji's weak protests, Sarah pinned him down, making clear her seductive strategy wasn't bluff. Yuji rationalized the encounter. Internally conflicted, he blamed magical influence for not rejecting her approach. Yuji mentally summoned reason to resist, but worldly desires easily overpowered his inner will. Sarah, breathless and overwhelmed, reveled in her success. Her strategy had clearly affected them both. While Ria delivered food, Sarah's bold words made her furious and emotionally destabilized. Fearing for Yuji's well-being, Ria launched an attack, threatening to end Sarah's manipulative behavior. Sarah smugly insisted Yuji enjoyed it. Her teasing provoked the others, who fiercely denied her claim. Sarah claimed Yuji ogled her in the bath, proudly asserting he was clearly interested. Ria and Kanan exploded in shock, scolding Yuji for bathing with a known enemy. Yuji panicked, explaining he was teleported accidentally. His soaked clothes were simply being replaced. Despite her shameless behavior, Ria reminded Yuji of his duty as human army commander. Tensions rose as both sides declared ownership of Yuji, turning affection into a full rivalry. With both elves demanding answers, Yuji panicked, realizing he'd stumbled into a harem-like situation. As pressure mounted, even Kanan demanded inclusion, making Yuji's decision even more complicated. Before he could respond, another girl burst in cheerfully, leaping directly onto Yuji without warning. Chaos erupted as the girl landed on Yuji's face, creating more confusion among the group. The night's conflict ended, but Sarah moved in, bringing chaos, rivalry, and a growing harem. The group left their room, carrying belongings, relocating to a new base on higher floors. Yu decided moving closer to the warp device would improve emergency response and safety. While carrying boxes, Yu noticed a flash on the wall, but no one else did. Suspecting a hidden passage, Yu recalled the hideout's strange builder and began investigating the wall. His hand passed through an illusion concealed the wall. The others watched, confused but intrigued. Yu entered the illusionary room, curious why Cash hid it with powerful concealment magic. Inside, Yu found a working printer ejecting clean paper, an unknown marvel in their world. The group gathered, stunned. The paper's perfection astonished them. It felt like discovering lost ancient technology. They examined the paper, compared it to past maps, then decided to try printing something. Selecting Ostora Forest, Yu pressed print. The machine responded, generating a detailed magical terrain map. The girls admired the printer's magic, praising Yuji while misunderstanding basic machine functions again. They discussed civilization's growth through printed knowledge, realizing its potential impact on future cultural evolution. Yuji pondered practical uses, but one girl proposed worldwide praise documents celebrating his greatness. She suggested calling them holy scriptures, intending to glorify Yuji as a divine historical figure. Embarrassed by the exaggeration, Yuji cleared his throat and hinted at a more reasonable idea. Surrounded by friends, luxury, and food, Yuji still felt something was missing from his life. He revealed his dream to create manga using the machine and equipment in the room. The girls, unfamiliar with manga, listened curiously as Yuji explained the concept and visual storytelling. Yuji demonstrated by drawing animal characters. The girls adored it, praising his skill and creativity. Inspired and excited, the girls wanted to draw too. Manga was already spreading among them rapidly. Kanan hesitated, unsure what to draw, but Yuji encouraged her to express her inner world. Motivated by his words, Kanan decided to create a personal story from her imagination. Her first drawing surprised everyone. Yuji praised her natural skill, learning she once studied portrait art. Inspired, they proposed spreading manga culture publicly. Yuji decided to organize a contest and exhibition. Yuji confirmed Kanan's entry, then planned to invite outsiders, aiming to expand manga beyond the hideout. 2 weeks later, the manga contest launched in Bear Men Village, drawing an eager crowd. The villagers were excited to participate. Local leaders thanked Yuji for bringing joyful entertainment. Children proudly submitted drawings. Yuji praised their effort, rewarding participants with candy for their creativity. To raise stakes, Yuji offered a grand prize, one personal favor from him to winner. Hearing the prize, one girl grew thrilled, already plotting something outrageous to request from Yuji. Ria stayed up 3 days drawing, pouring her soul into her manga for the contest. Kanan declared confidence, claiming artistic skill alone wouldn't win, only true manga understanding could secure victory. Kanan and Ria clashed boldly, each convinced her story and concept would outshine the others. Their intensity escalated fast. Yuji panicked, realizing the contest triggered a creative civil war instead. To promote manga across Alterfia, the human army announces a contest with Yuji's favor. Excited to compete, Mia proudly presents her handmade manga to Yuji and the contest judges. Yuji encourages Mia warmly as she nervously submits her manga, hoping it conveys her feelings. Reading her work, Yuji praises Mia's surprising talent. She watches anxiously, fearing his honest judgment. Her manga's plot turns unexpectedly graphic, shocking the judges and leaving Mia devastated and misunderstood again. Mia confesses her manga is based on herself and Yuji, inspired by real emotions. The story explores love, pain, and terminal illness. Judges react emotionally to its tragic depth. Despite its complexity, everyone agrees her work is powerful. Even skeptical judges are visibly impressed. Another contestant steps forward confidently, ready to present her manga titled The Solitary Vampire next. Her story follows a vampire girl abandoned in childhood, battling alone while seeking belonging and purpose. The vampire heroine unleashes bloody judgment, making the over-the-top action entertaining and uniquely dramatic. Yuji praises her creativity and world-building. Kanon proudly credits his advice for her creative freedom. In the manga, the vampire girl swears to protect a human boy she discovers. They fall in love and build a peaceful home, far from the human world's conflicts. The story ends with an explicit romance scene, shocking Yuji with its sudden adult content. Yuji praises the battle scenes. Ria, who worked non-stop, steps forward with her submission next. Her manga, titled A Forbidden Love, depicts a romance between an elf and a human. The sudden change to a detailed comic style surprises everyone, adding realism to emotional dialogue. Ria proudly explains, it's a 100-page story about romance with her master, made in weeks. Despite impressive artwork and structure, some find the story confusing or unengaging, though skill is undeniable. Overwhelmed, Yuji yells in frustration. Too many manga stories are unrealistically centered around him. With all the entries gathered, the contest table now displays a wide variety of submissions. Yuji hesitates, unsure how to judge. All participants are girls from town and the hideout. Rankings vary between art and story. One last enthusiastic contestant urges Yuji to read hers. Surprisingly, even the Bearman Village chief joins. Everyone enjoys the event despite the intense competition. Yuji begins reading Adai's manga, expecting clumsy work, but quickly realizes it's something shocking. The story is a bizarre love comedy about a guy falling for his little sister. Despite the taboo theme, the plot explores emotional conflict and frustration over unrequited forbidden feelings. Embarrassing moments dominate the story. While unpolished, the cute sister angle keeps it engaging overall. Unexpectedly impressed, Yuji declares Adai a genius, surprising everyone with his sincere praise and judgment. To everyone's shock, Yuji announces Adai as the winner, leaving the crowd stunned and speechless. The contest ends unexpectedly, with Adai recognized as a hidden talent. His manga gains attention. As requested, Malia reluctantly calls Adai Big Bro, fulfilling the bizarre favor with forced cheer. Adai wastes his precious prize just to hear her say it, overwhelmed by cute satisfaction. Yuji relaxed in the bath while two loyal girls gently washed his back with care. As they flipped him over to continue, Yuji compared the experience to gourmet indulgence. Suddenly, Sarara appeared, guided by Lime, catching everyone off guard with her commanding presence. The girls panicked, warning Sarara away, while Lime skipped off happily after receiving sweet candy. Sarara reassured them she only sought a peaceful bath, not Yuji's life at least for now. Sarara questioned their actions. The girls proudly explained it was their routine to serve Yuji. Sarara mocked their devotion, claiming their service was meaningless if performed without proper effort or heart. Angered, Ria demanded Sarara take back her words. Sarara boasted she could serve Yuji better. Ria challenged her. Yuji admired their dedication, while Sarara prepared to demonstrate her superior technique. They agreed to a wager. Sarara wants Yuji's kiss, while Ria demands she never return again. Sarara planned to counter Yuji's strength creatively. She prepared, unnerving him with her confident smile. She posed seductively, soaking her towel, using allure instead of technique to gain the advantage. The others mocked her misunderstanding, but Sarara warned them the true technique was only beginning now. Sarara boldly used her body to fluster Yuji, executing an unexpected, provocative move with confidence. Overwhelmed, Yuji realized everything around him had become pure chaos, shocking even the previously confident girls. Sarara increased the pressure, teasing Yuji, who silently endured the odd but not unpleasant experience. Yuji's body reacted. Conflicted, his reason and desires clashed as confused thoughts overwhelmed his mind. Ria snapped, declaring Yuji wouldn't enjoy this. Sarara insisted he clearly liked her current approach. Embarrassed, Yuji regretted their trust. Ria fiercely denied he could enjoy such indecent behavior from Sarara. Sarara dared them to look at Yuji's body, suggesting proof of her technique's undeniable effect. Sarara claimed victory by bet. Ria and the others, embarrassed, reluctantly stepped away from Yuji. Yuji admitted confusion. Since arriving in this world, he began discovering strange, unintentional fetishes within himself. Despite his denial, past actions betrayed him. As Ria left, Yuji begged for his towel. Days later, peace returned. But Yuji remained troubled, still processing the recent bathhouse chaos internally. Now ignored by Ria, Yuji realized she hadn't forgiven him and actively avoided all conversation attempts. Yuji reflected on Ria's unusual silence. Misuzul noticed his mood and gently asked what's wrong. He confessed everything to Misuzul, who suggested a private trip might help him reconcile with Ria. Misuzul proposed a vacation. Yuji recalled their last happy time together in the royal capital. Concerned about leaving, Yuji hesitated. Misuzul reassured him the hideout would manage without him temporarily. Encouraged, Yuji agreed. Misuzul explained the terminal area would allow easy travel anywhere for one day. Yuji and Misuzul planned a reconciliation trip. She suggested Bearman Village for useful information and location. Meanwhile, Ria silently walked the hall, her serious expression hiding deep, unresolved feelings about Yuji. He finishes compiling a guide listing the 3 top tourist destinations across the fantasy world. He shares the completed guide with an adventurer, explaining the continent's most visited scenic locations. The first site, a colossal world tree, attracts couples for its breathtaking view and romantic setting. Next is a southern plain with mysterious stone statues, origin unknown, resembling elderly married couples' faces. Lastly, they highlight ancient ruins in the west, a remnant of lost civilization under ongoing research. With the plan nearly complete, Yuji thanks Misuzu and considers which destination Raya would favor. He realizes teleportation requires familiarity, but learns there's a loophole using acquaintances' current known locations. Sarah suddenly appears, startling them. Yuji admits he lacks contacts at any of the chosen destinations. Sarah reveals her past missions took her to all 3 sites during her investigation days. She offers teleportation help if Yuji accepts her condition, a 1-hour exclusive right to kiss him. Sarah boasts her deep knowledge of the hideout, claiming nobody understands its systems better now. She begins investigating its energy secrets, prompting Yuji's alarmed response to stop unauthorized research immediately. Ria arrives, confronting Sarah with determination and anger, vowing not to let her misbehave again. Ria defends Yuji passionately, warning Sarah not to disrespect him again. While emotions grow intense, Sarah calmly reveals the trip is for Ria's sake, exposing her as the disrespectful one. Ria freezes in surprise, clearly shocked by the unexpected truth just revealed by Sarah's words. She quietly approaches Yuji, overwhelmed. Meanwhile, Sarah flirts casually with the golem, unsettling the tense atmosphere. Ria panics, thinking she ruined everything. She wrongly assumed Yuji liked being treated coldly. Relieved, Ria insists she never hated Yuji and apologizes for misunderstanding his preferences completely. She confesses heartfelt devotion. Yuji feels reassured, setting aside his plan to win her back. Yuji explains his plan to reconcile with Ria, worrying Sarah's presence might cause discomfort. Ria suggests bringing Kanan instead, citing Yuji's safety and Sarah's unpredictable behavior as concerns. Misuzu proposes using Sarah temporarily. If troublesome, they'll abandon her after reaching each destination. They decide to inform Kanan quickly, cutting to a view of Midgard, the royal capital. In a dark alley of Midgard, a cloaked figure silently approaches a frail, slumped girl. In a hidden lab, a cloaked researcher slams the table, frustrated by another failed experiment. He yells in disbelief, claiming his sample should replicate human cells, unaware someone is watching nearby. The mysterious girl from Midgard reveals herself. The researcher questions her unexpected presence in silence. She introduces herself as Arisa, teasing him for his useless experiments and checking his progress. Grace tells her to leave, focused on relic research. Meanwhile, humans strengthen defenses undetected nearby. A voice questions Grace's true goal, recreating Ragnarok, the legendary catastrophe that once ended humanity. Arisa connects his objective to Ragnarok, an ancient weapon requiring human energy to unlock safely. Grace demands her intentions. Arisa calmly offers support, suggesting a partnership despite his obvious mistrust. Grace insults her past. Arisa responds with confidence, promising information worth more than his doubts. They strike a deal. If she succeeds, she claims the most valuable relic. Grace recovers. Though she cooperates outwardly, Arisa secretly vows to stop Grace from awakening the Ragnarok weapon. Gripping a photo of Kanan and Yuji, she swears to destroy their happiness completely. Yu and his allies prepare to leave base, assigning Lime to protect it carefully. Kanan, a demon folk familiar, is summoned to secretly patrol the area for threats. At the station, teleportation is ready. The group receives special tickets enabling instant long-distance travel. Sarah instructs everyone to imagine the destination clearly as they activate the teleportation by touch. With hands joined and minds focused, the entire group vanishes, arriving at their intended location safely. After teleporting, Yuji sees something astonishing and rushes forward, curiosity overtaking his caution instantly. The group stands awestruck before the world tree, its size overwhelming even the tallest mountains nearby. Sarah explains the world tree's growth and origin, linking its appearance to humanity's mysterious disappearance. Ria expresses suspicion, but Yuji diffuses tension, suggesting they all enjoy the visit together peacefully. The group moves toward the tree. Sarah clings tightly, prompting jealous complaints from the others. Nearby strangers express confusion and jealousy, questioning how Yuji gained attention from attractive companions. The group arrives at a bustling marketplace where vendors enthusiastically promote sap from the world tree. Yuji learns the sap is rare and powerful, useful for healing or reviving near-death individuals. Understanding its high value, Yuji compares its price to a knight's weekly wage for context. The girls suggest buying some. Sarah confirms its magical effects from personal experience with the sap. Ria returns with the sap bottles, generously paying for Sarah's share without being asked. The group sits together, uncorks the sap bottles, and prepares to taste the legendary magical liquid. They drink the sap. It's bitter, with a strange aroma and faint sweetness barely noticeable. Sarah finds the taste unexpectedly worse than before. Another character suspects the reason behind it. Sarah reveals their taste changed from constant exposure to Yuji's fluids, making sap underwhelming now. Despite the sap's magical reputation, Sarah finds its taste terrible compared to what she's used to. Sarah demands a kiss to cleanse her palate, but the group quickly deflects her advance. They transition to their next destination under a bright sun, indicating a change in setting. Arriving at a tropical island, the group notes the climate and continues their sightseeing journey together. While the island appears empty, Sarah directs Yuji to nearby stone statues at the edge. The group discovers an overgrown trail called the Divine Road, once used by sacred beasts. They reach their destination, observing locals coexisting with a strange, energetic divine beast nearby. Yuji admires the famous stone statues, pondering their creators and historical purpose with curiosity. Up close, the statues' exaggerated features appear unsettling. The group jokes while continuing to observe. Suddenly, a statue's eyes glow and it moves, startling everyone as danger suddenly erupts. Suddenly, two elegant men descend dramatically from the sky as glowing pillars erupt around them. The suited man thanks Yuji sincerely, claiming they were awakened from long slumber by him. Confused and speechless, Yuji nervously asks who these mysterious, formal strangers actually are. A group of butlers awakens from magical slumber, thanking their master for reactivation. The villagers are shocked to witness lifeless stone statues transform into fully animated human figures. The butlers confirm their golems, artificially created by humans long ago for loyal service purposes. They explain a weapon called Ragnarok drained their mana, turning them into statues for centuries. Ria recalls legends saying Ragnarok was a divine beast once allied with ancient human civilization. An elder butler interrupts, revealing Ragnarok isn't divine, it's a catastrophic threat to humanity instead. He explains Ragnarok exterminated humans 10,000 years ago, nearly wiping their entire civilization from existence. The butler mourns his distant living master, also killed by Ragnarok, emphasizing its global-scale destruction. Yuji imagines Ragnarok as a monstrous beast, confused how something so dangerous was ever created. Fearing Ragnarok's return, Yuji panics, unsure what to do if someone tries activating it again. The butler reassures them. Ragnarok is sealed in ruins, inaccessible to modern civilizations without difficulty. They agree to leave the island together, though the butler has one final private matter. All the butlers kneel, begging to serve the protagonist permanently, and leave the island together. The protagonist hesitates as butlers shine with loyalty, unsure how to respond to their devotion. Later, they depart without the butlers, and Ria questions whether abandoning them was the right choice. Yuji claims the butlers are cultural treasures and promises to visit them for information exchange. Privately, Yuji admits the excuse was false, he just couldn't reveal the actual reason. Truthfully, Yuji feared living with such handsome men would ruin his pride and daily comfort. He imagines female allies falling for the butlers, potentially destroying team morale and emotional balance. Still flustered, Yuji is urged by his companions to leave and continue their ongoing journey. Arrives at Hainat ancient ruins, awed by its majestic architecture carved into cliffs. Yuji learns goblins work peacefully here, helping tourists and locals by cooperating with other new races. Yuji shares his grandfather studied humans. While Ria admits she worked during the ruins excavation, Ria lists her many past jobs. Yuji feels inadequate comparing his limited, unmotivated work experience. The group discusses traditional clothing worn here, joking about adapting to local customs while sightseeing together. The group considers buying tourist clothes. Ria excitedly volunteers, wanting to wear thinner local outfits. Inside the shop, Yuji declines to change clothes, concerned about leaving traces behind unknowingly. Yuji agrees to wait while the girls change, looking forward to what's coming next. Aihei strolls through the crowded tourist market, realizing how rare solitude feels after constant traveling. Spying a food cart, Yuji's curiosity leads him toward a quiet break from the crowd. Planning to grab lunch alone, Yuji unexpectedly bumps into a mysterious girl on the street. The girl falls hard. Concerned, Yuji rushes to help and immediately asks if she's okay. Apologizes, but her intense gaze and posture suggest this encounter might be a trap. A girl suddenly falls on the street. The protagonist helps her up. She apologizes nervously. He becomes mesmerized by her beauty. She gratefully clutches his hand, causing others to watch. Though she insists it's fine, he feels guilty. He decides to repay her somehow. She begs to compensate him instead. He hesitates, but her sincerity makes him accept with gratitude. Smiling, she invites him to her nearby home. He's shocked but follows without refusing. She introduces herself as Arisa. Yuji hesitates but agrees to follow her to her home. They walk silently through alleys and ruined streets. Yuji grows uneasy, questioning the strange surroundings. Arisa leads him into ancient ruins. Yuji wonders if someone could actually live inside here. A massive, eerie gate blocks their path. Arisa waits calmly while Yuji stares in disbelief. She claims her house lies beyond. Yuji hesitates as she asks him to open it. Yuji accuses Arisa of lying. He demands answers about the mysterious ruins and her intentions. Arisa apologizes and clings to him. Yuji tries to leave, saying his friends await him. Arisa pleads desperately. She admits hiding the truth, claiming the door must be opened urgently. She breaks down in tears. Yuji hesitates, unsure whether her sorrow is real or deception. He suspects Arisa is being used. Determined, he decides to help and opens the door. Yuji pushes the door open. It feels unnaturally light despite its ancient fortified appearance. A man bursts inside laughing. Yuji is startled as the intruder claims a long-awaited prize. The man is revealed as Graze. Yuji demands answers while Arisa remains close, silent. Graze explains humans alone can open the door. Arisa tricked Yuji to accomplish this. Graze confirms the seal has been broken. Yuji watches in shock as a relic activates. Graze reveals the crystal as Ragnarok, an ancient weapon. He thanks Yuji for unlocking it. The chamber glows violently. Graze proclaims his ambition to become a god using Ragnarok's power. A towering divine wolf manifests from the crystal. Its presence radiates overwhelming magical energy. Graze commands the beast to kill Yuji. The wolf growls and charges toward its target. Yuji braces himself, but the creature halts beside him instead of attacking, confusing everyone present. Ragnarok suddenly swipes Yuji, sending him flying across the room with a devastating blow. Blood sprays as Yuji's arm is torn off. He crashes down, shocked and horrified. Wounded and weak, Yuji casts healing magic. Ragnarok calmly observes while he desperately restores himself. He trembles under Ragnarok's shadow, unsure if he can survive even with full power released. Kneeling and exhausted, Yuji reflects on his life. He wonders if death awaits him here. Yuji recalls his old painful life, then remembers the joy of meeting Ria and friends. He reflects on his wishes, relaxation, food, pleasure, and suddenly clenches his fist with newfound determination. Ragnarok charges again. Yuji barely escapes its jaws, refusing to accept defeat. Shouting, Yuji declares his will to live. He'll survive and protect his peaceful new life. A familiar girl suddenly appears through magic. She reaches toward him, urgently calling out, "Master." Yuji calls out to Ria. She prepares a magic item as Ragnarok growls and reacts. Graze smirks, declaring retreat. He holds Ragnarok's core, confident he can kill Yuji anytime later. Yuji crashes into the floor, realizing he's landed in a mysterious high-tech terminal control area. Ria and the others rush to Yuji's side, relieved to find him alive. Yuji remembers being ambushed by Greys and a monstrous accomplice, barely escaping with his life. Ria used a teleportation device to rescue Yuji, now demanding an explanation of the events. Yuji explains everything. Greys has controlled Ragnarok. Everyone begins piecing together the enemy's strategy and deception. They suspected the enemy had prior knowledge of their movements and began discussing counterintelligence measures immediately. A strange creature appeared suddenly. Kanon reacted instinctively, launching magic before confirming the identity. Yuji examined the bat carefully, realizing it wasn't Kanon's familiar but a convincing fake. Kanon confessed someone had replaced her bat, unintentionally leaking their plans to the enemy. They concluded the culprit might be Arisa, Kanon's older sister, who strongly resembled her appearance. Yuji reflects on their dire situation. Greys and Kanon's sister now control Ragnarok, humanity's destroyer. Misuzu suddenly appears, claiming she overheard everything and knows how to help stop Ragnarok's power. Misuzu explains Ragnarok's weakness might be documented in the library area located on the 4th floor. They reflect on the strange structure and nature of the terminal, finding its design highly unrealistic. With no other leads, the group agrees to follow Misuzu's plan and head downstairs together. Yuji questions Sarah's decision to join. She insists, despite her duties with the Knights. Sarah eagerly claims she couldn't resist the mission's excitement, especially its connection to human technology. The team reaches the final floor library area, hoping to uncover the key to Ragnarok's defeat. Upon entering, they're shocked to find the entire interior unnaturally buried beneath thick, frozen snow. Unprepared for the cold, they decide to retreat temporarily and return with proper snow-resistant clothing. Yuji casts a warming spell around the group, granting temporary resistance to the harsh cold. Sarah boasts about her magical talent. Yuji praises her, while others start relying on her. Yuji feels uneasy. The girls jokingly tease him, but he suspects magical interference or manipulation. Suddenly, mysterious snowmen enemies appear. The group braces for an unexpected battle in the snowy terrain. The girls launch simultaneous magical attacks, flames and ice, destroying the snowmen with overwhelming coordinated force. Despite reaching the final floor, the group advanced easily, no injuries, only growing magical rivalries. Yuji observes the snow creatures with curiosity, realizing Sarah may just be indulging personal curiosity. In the snowy distance, an ancient structure appears, hinted to be connected with their ultimate goal. They arrive at the temple entrance, marked as the door of the last trial. Two mysterious twin girls await inside, announcing the group's arrival and the beginning of something serious. The group meets twin sisters Shizu and Itsuki, mysterious guardians of the final trial floor. Yuji mentions Misuzu's guidance. The twins confirm her connection, calling her their older sister. Yuji asks if battle is required. The twins deny it. This trial will be different. They reveal a new challenge, determining if Yuji is worthy of becoming the Labyrinth's master. The Labyrinth's guardians announce a special trial to determine if he's worthy of command. He's instructed to enter alone, while his companions must take a different, separate path. Despite their concern, he reassures them, knowing success in the library trial is vital. Now alone, he steels his resolve. Understanding failure could mean losing everything they fought for. Both parties advance through separate corridors, aware their fates now depend on individual strength and will. They realize a thin, transparent wall divides them, revealing their trust has formed strong bonds. The wall reacts to mutual trust, becoming thinner the more their hearts remain connected inside. The girl announces she'll reveal his worst memory to test the group's loyalty and resolve. If they still accept him after seeing that memory, he'll be deemed worthy of leadership. He panics, recalling humiliating moments, unsure which memory will be shown to everyone without mercy. Ria confidently declares her unconditional acceptance, proving his past won't break their bond or resolve. The others agree, showing no hesitation. They're fully prepared to accept everything about their leader. Even the boldest members trust him, certain no memory could shake their loyalty or respect. With confidence restored, he formally agrees to proceed, ready to confront whatever memory awaits next. A vision from his past appears, an ominous scene filled with familiar, emotionless faces riding a train. His companions watch silently as an image of him appears among other anxious, suited men. The scene reveals his painful past, surrounded by emotionless co-workers, overwhelmed by alienation and silence. An old name is shouted Amazaki, triggering distress as a deeper memory forces its way forward. He recalls being scolded harshly by a superior, humiliated in front of all colleagues. The supervisor berated everyone relentlessly, driving many to resign, blaming others while demanding submission and obedience. The supervisor's cruel words echo, blaming him for indecision, demanding initiative he was never taught. His mental state deteriorated. Even his juniors disrespected him, casually abandoning responsibility without consequence. Mocked by co-workers and isolated daily, his self-worth shattered under constant judgment and social exclusion. Overwhelmed by shame, he begs for the vision to stop, breaking under resurfacing emotional pain. The wall thickens as his distress grows, signaling a weakening bond between master and followers. He realizes the wall reflects emotional turmoil, assuming his friends now see him as weak. Seeing his past self collapsed, he believes he's unworthy of their trust or admiration. He imagines everyone only cares because he's human, not because of his true self. Despite his doubt, Ria and the others shout in support, urging him to continue. Convinced they now hate him, he reflects bitterly on exploiting their kindness for personal gain. The twins ask if he wants to give up, sensing his heart filled with doubt. Believing he's lost their trust, he hesitates, guilt overwhelming him as he prepares to surrender. Suddenly, a blast shatters the wall, shocking everyone and snapping him out of his despair. One twin steps forward, pointing firmly, shouting with conviction, renewing his shaken resolve. Years ago, in Normal Village north of the capital, peace quietly blanketed the mountain valley. A young elf girl named Ria was abandoned, then raised in a quiet village church. She frequently asked the priest to read sacred stories, drawn to their warmth and mystery. Among two main cults in Alterfia, Ria felt comfort reading Zolk teachings about creation. Inside, she discovered many books worshipping humans, though other orphans questioned faith in long-lost saviors. As seasons changed, Ria's faith wavered. Her childhood beliefs were slowly replaced with doubt. Suddenly, a dragon appeared above the village. Screams echoed as people scattered in fear. Hiding alone, Ria clutched her book and prayed, desperately begging the humans for protection. Hearing silence, Ria crept out from hiding, unsure if the danger had finally passed. She opened the church doors, heart heavy, stepping into ruins with only faith remaining. Years later, Ria learned the ancient church was human-made, strong, enduring, and miraculously protective. Curious about humanity, Ria joined the Knights to explore ruins and study her people's legacy. Her journey led her to meet the Master, a real human, alive and mysterious. Surprised and fascinated, she began following him, unsure if it was instinct or destiny. That human saved her life, defeating Dex and a rampaging dragon with overwhelming strength and resolve. No matter the danger, Master stood between her and harm, always defending without hesitation. Ria declared loyalty, rejecting doubts about his past or the existence of other humans. With full resolve, Ria confessed her love, unleashing powerful magic in the heat of battle. Alongside her companions, Ria fought back, joining magic and strength to protect what truly mattered. The battle ended in destruction, but Master survived, Ria's faith in him stronger than ever. The battlefield cleared. Ria rushed joyfully toward Master, relieved he had survived the destruction. Despite knowing his secrets, she embraced him without hesitation. Yuji remained stunned by her loyalty. Ria assured him that nothing changed. Her feelings stayed strong no matter what was revealed. Their friends teased him, pointing out Ria's unique faith, believing in him when few others did. Yuji admitted his fears, but Ria's unwavering support reminded him it was all self-doubt. They explained the wall reacts emotionally. If truly disappointed, Yuji's side would have been crushed. Despite harsh memories shown, his side remained intact, proving his friends never lost trust in him. As Ria fiercely defended Yuji, others suspected her love was too intense for reason. Her loyalty was praised as blind devotion. Even skeptics acknowledged Yuji's rare value among humans. Ria's devotion became irreversible. Yuji now bore the duty to support her forever going forward. Despite his doubts, everyone fully accepted Yuji. He was finally acknowledged as their true master. With approval granted, Yuji gained full access to the mysterious and powerful library area system. They reached the 4th floor, a surreal paradise filled with odd creatures, flowers, and secrets. At the center stood a computer, the legendary Akashic records, storing all truths of the world. Yuji discovers a computer, realizing it's the mythical Akashic records hidden within ancient ruins. Golems explain it needs technology knowledge, but none understand it, so Yuji decides to try. He powers it on effortlessly. The screen greets him, shocking the others who've always failed. Despite their praise, Yuji feels awkward, knowing he used basic modern knowledge from his world. A search screen appears. Yuji suggests researching Ragnarok, though the ominous aura unsettles the group. Searching Ragnarok reveals thousands of results. A beast image appears. The small creature confirms it. The Akashic records describe Ragnarok as a human-made bioweapon, impossible for humans to defeat. The group learns Ragnarok triggers a lethal factor, instantly killing any human who misuses power. Yuji ponders how such powerful beings once lived peacefully, despite possessing world-ending destructive capabilities. Ragnarok caused humanity's downfall. The lethal factor prevented inner conflict but doomed their civilization in the end. Sarah fears the battle could activate Yuji's lethal factor, dooming them before it begins. Yuji suspects a loophole in the system, but hides his plan to avoid interference. Trying to lighten the mood, the group searches unrelated topics to test the engine's reliability. Yuji stumbles upon suggestive autocomplete results about Sarah, becoming deeply intrigued by what he finds. The search reveals Sarah's intimate thoughts about Yuji. The girls angrily confront him over it. After the embarrassing discovery, Yuji faints. The girls react with fury, shame, and disbelief. Yuji recovers, trying to shift topics. Kanan expresses interest in researching something through the terminal. Kanan types Graze. The system responds successfully. She's amazed that the machine accepted her query. Graze Arcadia is revealed an undead made from human corpses, harboring hatred due to past enslavement. They realize Graze is key to summoning Ragnarok. Healing him might prevent the impending disaster. Rose appears in revealing clothing, claiming slimes attacked her after mistaking her for an intruder. The captain confronts Rose teasingly, surprised by her outfit, exposing tension between past and present. Rose explains she became a captain after resignations caused chaos, unable to see her sister. Yuji asks Rose's purpose. She declares love-driven choices are valid, though others misunderstand her intentions. Rose finally reveals urgent news: the royal capital has fallen to a surprise demon invasion. Yuji is asked for help. The weight of responsibility and desperation reflects in his eyes. Accepting responsibility, Yuji prepares to leave. He vows to fix everything caused by Ragnarok's release. He decides the group should teleport near the castle gates, expecting a dangerous confrontation ahead. The support team bids farewell. Their hopeful expressions conceal concern for the mission's deadly risks. Yuji rallies his allies. They vow survival and reunion, ready to face the coming battle. Yuji's group arrives at the capital gate, prepared for battle amid eerie silence and tension. They witness corpses, burning buildings, and fleeing civilians. Chaos confirms Ragnarok's destructive presence is already unleashed. The capital lies in ruins. Fire and death consume everything, a terrifying vision of hell. The capital burns as Yuji's group arrives. Citizens lie wounded, the situation clearly dire. Overwhelmed by guilt, Yuji kneels. He knows his actions caused this destruction and must act. Ignoring Sarah's warning, Yuji uses powerful healing magic, believing it holds greater purpose than expected. Sarah explains the truth: his healing magic can even revive the dead, defying natural limits. As glowing particles drift, lost children recognize returning souls. The dead begin to awaken. Resurrected citizens awaken confused and frightened, struggling to understand the miracle they've just experienced. Yuji confirms Graze hides in the castle. A dark magical force pulses from within. The Night Squad confronts Yuji's group. The city's collapse demands their immediate return and responsibility. Corrupted knights praise Graze and reject orders. Their minds are twisted by a dark relic. Rose and Sarah prepare for battle. They vow to correct their subordinates' crimes themselves. Sarah tells Yuji to advance. She and Rosie will handle enemies on their own. Yuji grabs Lime and charges forward with allies, while Sarah's team clashes with hostile knights. They storm the castle. Guided by magic sense, they head upstairs toward the dark presence. Without hesitation, Yuji smashes through barriers. His team rushes forward, determined to end Graze's threat. Inside, they find a mysterious figure waiting above. She calmly greets Yuji and Kanan. Kanan freezes. The girl before her is Arisa, her long-lost sister, now standing defiantly. Arisa glares, anger rising. Her sister mocks her past choices, taunting her about relationships. Kanan ridicules Yuji, calling him pathetic and unworthy. Her words sting, but Arisa remains firm. Despite her frustration, Arisa admits Yuji's faults. Still, she prepares to defend his importance and loyalty. Arisa declares Yuji gave her belonging. Around the table, memories of warmth and family surface. Kanan mocks Arisa's defiance again. Yuji is caught off guard by her cruel laughter. Kanan transforms mid-rage. Dark wings spread as she screams hatred toward her sister's stubborn ideals. Kanan charges straight toward Arisa. The sisters are now forced into a full confrontation. Arisa leaps to counter. Their battle escalates as magic and movement fill the grand hall. Arisa turns to Yuji. With resolve, she tells him to proceed while she handles Kanan. Arisa watches Yuji leave, then steels herself. Kanan laughs maniacally, ready to destroy everything. Kanan lunges from above. Her strength and rage overwhelm Arisa, who barely blocks the attack. Arisa's words confuse Kanan. Her younger sister's emotional reaction triggers hesitation and buried memories. Kanan accuses Arisa of pity. Pain and jealousy twist her heart, fueling her brutal assault. With raw emotion, Kanan admits her hatred. She resents the kindness she never truly understood. Kanan unleashes her rage, blaming Arisa for everything: neglect, mockery, and a life unloved. With violent tears, Kanan screams her wish Arisa never existed, hatred rooted in deep pain. Arisa freezes, shocked. Her sister's fury leaves a void darker than any physical attack. The elder sister lashes out, blaming her sibling for everything ruined by their tragic birthright. Despite confusion, the younger girl watches her sister's arm twist unnaturally from dark relic energy. The powerful sister collapses, overwhelmed by the relic's curse, groaning in pain as her body breaks. Losing control, she screams violently while the curse spreads, her expression twisted in pain and regret. At last, embraced by her sister, she weeps quietly, finally understanding the burden she forced away. She reflects on their separation, realizing power only widened the distance between their once close bond. Though she lost her former identity, meeting Yuji helped her discover something deeper and more lasting. Grateful for newfound friendships, she urges her sister to embrace life beyond strength and conflict. To seal her promise, she gently kisses her sister, showing sincerity through affectionate reconciliation. Stunned by the gesture, the elder sister softens, finally beginning to understand her sister's heart. Using holy relic power stored in her mouth, she cures her sister's cursed relic affliction. With her part finished, she passes the responsibility onward. Yuji must face what lies ahead now. Yuji and his companion reach the throne room, sensing their final opponent is waiting inside. They approach cautiously as a mysterious figure greets Yuji directly, prepared for their inevitable confrontation. The cloaked enemy confirms expectations, preparing to summon Ragnarok while Yuji readies healing magic in response. As Yuji prepares a spell, he's shocked to see his allies captured behind him. Suddenly, the Knight Captain, now corrupted, restrains Ria and Lime while holding a dangerous magical object. The enemy halts Yuji's advance, threatening to kill the hostage if he takes one step. The hooded villain reveals he's a 1,000-year-old human, proposing Yuji help him reshape the world. Now undead, he laments the weakness of modern humanity and pleads for Yuji's understanding. The villain declares weak species unworthy, but Yuji firmly rejects his supremacist view of power. Yuji defends all races, believing everyone fights hard in life, regardless of strength or talent. He recalls the friends he's made: varied races, all coexisting, proof that unity beats any hierarchy. Calling his companions family, Yuji insists their bond proves a better world can be created together. Dismissive, the villain gags Lime and retreats, vowing to return with a better strategy later. Ria lands a surprise attack, blinding the Knight Captain and disrupting his control over her. Freed from his grip, Ria collapses. Yuji rushes forward while the enemy staggers, stunned. The villain, unfazed, discards the knight as useless and begins summoning a monstrous creature with power. A giant flame-shrouded beast appears, summoned to spread despair and destroy the world without mercy. Ria urges retreat, but Yuji expresses gratitude for their bond, preparing for the coming challenge. Yuji bids Ria farewell, knowing his decision will risk everything to confront Ragnarok alone. Ragnarok activates lethal instinct toward Yuji, but ancient records never confirmed instant death upon contact. Determined, Yuji prepares a final move, vowing to act before his own death arrives. He charges straight at Ragnarok, shouting defiantly, determined to protect their shared future at all costs. The boy charges fearlessly, delivering a powerful punch straight into the approaching beast's snarling face. The wolf is launched into the arena wall, surrounded by debris and a rising energy surge. Amidst falling rubble, a girl mocks his recklessness as he stands, preparing for another strike. Suddenly, an enormous wolf emerges through smoke, commanded by a dark figure atop broken ruins. The man reveals Ragnarok, a weapon once used to exterminate humans, yet the boy still stands. Despite the villain's threat and death switch, the boy vows to fight until the end. The villain commands the massive wolf, Ragnarok, to destroy the humans standing defiantly on rubble. Ragnarok halts, staring at the boy in silence, showing hesitation instead of following its order. The villain panics, shouting commands, but the confused boy realizes something strange is affecting Ragnarok's behavior. Ragnarok finally moves, collapsing instead of attacking, shocking both the villain and the boy alike. The villain panics as Ragnarok collapses. The boy suspects it fainted while still standing upright. The villain refuses to accept defeat, shocked his ultimate anti-human weapon broke down so easily. Seeing Ragnarok fallen, the villain prepares a final attack, targeting the boy with dark energy. Before the villain strikes, a girl suddenly appears and lands a punch directly into his face. Another ally jumps in from above, slamming the villain down as the group turns the tide. Together, the boy and elf channel power, preparing to unleash a final combined magical attack. Their joint spell strikes the villain head-on, erupting in smoke and fire across the battlefield. With the enemy defeated, the boy exhales in relief as rubble settles around his feet. Rhea runs to him in tears, relieved he's safe. He gently reassures her in return. He finally confesses his love, catching Rhea off guard after their long, dangerous confrontation together. With emotions overflowing, Rhea and her master confess mutual love, holding hands with joyful relief. She kisses him excitedly, drawing playful reactions from the others as the moment turns lighthearted. The boy inspects Gray's body, but something feels wrong. He suddenly begins vanishing into light. They realize Gray's was an incomplete undead, driven by hatred and loneliness toward the world. The battle ends. At a peaceful castle, the story quietly moves into its next chapter. Thanks to Sarah and Rosetta's efforts, the night revolt in Midgard is finally suppressed. With the king gone, citizens rebuild daily. Relic-possessed victims are cured using the remaining potions. Arisa still suffers side effects, treated weekly with holy relic baths to suppress unstable symptoms. Kanan and Arisa reconcile. Meanwhile, the Akashic records reveal secrets about Yuji's survival against Ragnarok. The lethal mark evolved to suppress strong humans, yet it doesn't affect Yuji, who's from Earth. After learning the truth, they laugh off misunderstandings and reflect on unnecessary struggles they endured. Time passes peacefully. Their journey slows as the bouncing slimes signal the calm days ahead. 2 years later, Yuji wonders what future awaits him and Rhea in this unfamiliar world. Misuzu approaches with printed invitations, but slips suddenly, scattering papers across the peaceful office floor. The children and Yuji help her up gently, teasing her familiar clumsiness with warm familiarity. Yuji reflects on his journey, summoned to Alterfia. He struggled as humanity's unexpected strongest species. Now, with allies and time, Yuji built a peaceful life and walks happily beside a friend. The Holy Land of Asura formed an independent, diverse nation centered around peace and human reverence. Different tribes coexist peacefully in the Holy Land, while Yuji spends more time at his hideout. The day arrives, Yuji's wedding with Rhea, who stands radiant and full of happiness. The ceremony progresses quietly. Yuji reflects on Rhea's constant support throughout their journey together. The couple shares their first kiss as husband and wife, cheered on by the gathered guests. The wedding celebration continues with a bouquet toss announcement, inviting participants to join the tradition. At a grand event, the beautiful girls stand together, all wearing elegant dresses and roses. One girl eagerly plans to claim the bouquet, determined not to let it slip away. A competitive fire ignites within the first girl, ready for the bouquet-catching challenge. The moment arrives, and the girls prepare for the competition, with stakes higher than ever. Others silently encourage their friend, each eyeing the chance to be chosen as second. Rhea smiles warmly, wishing everyone luck with the bouquet catch, exuding confidence and grace. The groom reflects on Rhea's unwavering belief that no matter what, she'll always be his choice. Competition begins as the girls prepare to catch the bouquet, each determined to win. Bouquet flies through the air, with everyone anticipating who will successfully catch it. In a desperate attempt, one girl leaps towards the bouquet, determined to claim victory. Mylia catches the bouquet just in time, leaving everyone stunned while Rhea watches with surprise. Mylia proudly declares her victory, claiming the second bride title with a confident smile. Yoji is relieved to see Mylia return, but wonders where she has been for the past year. Explains her intense magical training, needing strength to stay conscious around Yoji's overwhelming mana. Mylia casually mentions being Yoji's second bride, while also revealing her previous master, The great sage Rachel, Leah eagerly suggests spending time together in a playful, bold manner, leaving Yoji and others stunned. Proudly expresses her intent to be Yoji's first, ignoring the others' playful objections. Kanan reveals her desire to be Yoji's number one, showing determination to claim his heart.